everybody. Welcome to my stream. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Also, subscribe. Okay, gotta take a deep breath because today I am alone, all by myself. I wanted to come in my PJs because I wanted it to be like a, let me take my time. I wanted it to be like a slumber party with Ruby, but Ruby stood me up. She pretty much told me she was coming, but she didn't make it. So I didn't want to let you guys down. I was like, I'm gonna come on my own in my PJs, my slumber party PJs. And I want to talk about why no one desires black women, not even black men. I mean, you see the black men are going overseas, save yourself black man, passport bros. Nobody really want black women anymore. So the question is why? And I would like for you guys to come up to the panel because I'm nervous. So I want you guys to come up and comfort me because I'm on cam all by myself. So hit the link, come up and explain to me why do you think no one desires black women, not even black men? Why do you think all the black men are leaving them here to be by themselves in the States? Um, Hold on, let me look at the comments. Let me calm down. Oh, why can't I see the comments? Oh, that's weird. Guys, hit the like button on the way in too because I really need to hit the algorithm even more. Now that I'm on cam, guys, I really want to hit the algorithm. So make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please support the stream, share it on your platforms. And it's crazy because I tell you guys to share it and I don't even share it. But hit the like button. I'm typing it now on my little tablet that I have because I don't have my laptop yet, but I will be getting another one soon. So, let me go to my comments. Oh, hey guys. Okay, let me read the comments. Sean says that's not fully true. So, how isn't it true? Even you guys here in the space say that nobody want black women. So, how is it not true? Hey, Blue, welcome. We got E. Capone. He says lies. Trust me, it's not lies. This is facts. Nobody really want black women, so this is facts. We have Mickey. Hi, Mickey. Bronzeberg, salute to you. Um, Prime V Prime VA 757, salute to you. We have LSP, salute to you. Warder Sniper says bullshit on this title. We love y'all like nobody else. You trolling. Nah, I'm not trolling. I don't feel like you guys love us. You guys are leaving. You guys are going overseas. You guys are saying that black women are undesirable, that nobody want us. Like, is that true? Not even a white man want us. I mean, what's going on, guys? Ain't no way you believe this title. I do believe it. That's why I wanted to go live and talk about it. Like, I really don't think you guys desire us. And I mean, of course, we look good. I mean, we have the looks. Most of us are pretty. A lot of us are, but our attitudes is one reason why I don't think people desire us. Um, you with your Bullwinkle PJs, all cute. Why, thank you. Can you guys put a 1 in the chat if you guys can tell I'm nervous? Because I don't do this much. So put a 1 in the chat if you guys can see the nerve all in my face. Put a two in the chat if it's all in my head, cause I don't wanna. Hi. Oh my God. Okay, let me get off camera for a minute. I'm sorry, guys. I need to really I need to get off camera. Okay, guys. I'm butchering this. Oh God. Guys, I really want you to hit the StreamYards link and let me know if I am telling the truth. Are Black women desirable? Nobody want us. You guys are leaving us to fend for ourselves all alone. So, and I'm not sure. Hold on, guys. Give me 1 second. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Put a one in the chat if you can hear me. You said I'm very low. Hold on. Okay, how about now? Is that better? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, guys. If you can barely hear me, I might have to start the stream over. So sorry. Give me 1 minute while I try to fix my audio. Hold on, guys. Hello, can you hear me now? What's going on? How about now? Can you hear me?
Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. What happened to Melody?
Oh, I don't know.
She was to the topic is are black women desired? Is that what you trying to talk about?
Uh, yeah. I think, yeah, I think that's what the topic is. You know, black women are not desirable even to black men, and I wanted to say that, you know, there are some black men out here who still desires them. I know that, I pretty much still desire them. I still think there are good black women here in this country. I think they're making reference to, the passport bros who decide to travel the country to find love because, they don't think there's no, good black women here. But I personally think there are still. There may not be many, but I think they exist.
Guys, can you hear me better?
Yeah, we
Yes,
hear you.
ma'am.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm so
I agree with
sorry.
you. Go ahead.
Okay, what were you saying?
Yeah, what I was saying is, yeah, there are still black men who do find black women adorable because I truly believe there are still good black women here in this country. Um, I think this title probably um, sort of make reference to the passport bros who travel outside this country to find love because I guess they grow frustrated with, the attitudes of black women. But
Mhm.
I still think there are good, black women, here in this country who are willing to get with the program and all those things.
Yeah, definitely. They call us the pygmies, the ones that wanna, fall in line and be feminine and be submissive and all of that. They call us
Hmm.
pygmies, but they pretty much shame, like other black women shame women like us. The ones who agree with black men, the ones who, are just pro black men. They say, "Oh, hey, that's silly. Black men don't love us anyway. Why do you go so hard for them?" Somebody actually said that to me. They said black men don't love us. They going overseas. They're and then even if they date here in the States, they're dating white women or white Hispanics. They're not really dating black Hispanics like that. They're not dating, brown skinned women. And that's what really made me want to do the stream.
I don't get
Hmm.
why they say that because it's like yeah, I don't like. Well, I am gonna bring up statistics. Like we don't even date out that much. Like that crazy. We're not even the race of men that date out the most in general. And even when people are traveling abroad, it's not every black guy is leaving the country. Like most black men are not passport bros in the first place. So I don't get where the logic comes in that black men are not dating or marrying or getting with black women anymore. Like shit, I just left the country with my school like 2 months ago and went to Ghana. I was talking to black women. The fuck.
Exactly. And that's
I still see y'all desirable. It's just like I agree with I can't say his name, but I agree with man's. There's a
right.
lot of um you gotta dig to the bushes to find the good ones, and I actually feel bad for the good ones because a lot of black men are like not a lot, but like there's black men that will avoid black women because they're scared to come in contact with like the Keishas and shit. But yeah,
Exactly. But that's the problem. There are not enough good black women. You guys have to like actually go above and beyond to find one. And then when you do think you found one, she's not what you thought she was. So and I'm not saying you guys are leaving like black women alone completely,
Right.
but you guys are going to Ghana. You guys are going to DR, Brazil, Colombia. I mean, isn't that what the passport bro movement is all about? The men up and leaving, because the women here are trash. It's true, they are.
Yeah, it is a lot of us. Yeah, yeah, there's a lot of, black women who have these attitudes. Unfortunately, it's most of them, but again, there's still I still believe there's only a few that do so, and they're not unnoticed, and everything like that. So I know personally, I'm going to keep looking here.
Right. So listen, I really didn't talk about this topic, and I know it's getting old, but the whole Courtney Michelle and what's the other one?
Chantel.
Yeah, Chantel. Oh my God, how did I forget my girl? Courtney and Chantel, like one is saying save the community and one is saying save yourself. Which one do you agree with? And be completely honest. Hi, Mahogany. Hey, everybody.
And
I would.
actually,
Oh, go ahead. You can do it.
yeah, actually, Courtney's message is actually save the community, black men,
Mhm.
which which I'm so a little bit swinging towards that side because
Really?
I mean we're we're part of that community, you know.
Hmm.
I mean now also I understand what Chantel is saying. Okay,
Hmm.
she wants Chantel also wants black men to be happy. To be honest with you, both these women wants black men to be happy. They want
Exactly.
they both of them wants what was best for them. But I think, but still, I'm sure shifted towards Courtney's side.
So you think it's the man's job to save the black community?
Yeah, I mean, men should. I mean, men. We supposed to be the leaders of the communities. I mean, if you think about the past, right? When all this Jim Crow stuff was going on, black people were building their own stuff. They were building their own schools, their own economy, their own uh, societies, their own networks, everything. Men lead that. So for a chance for the community, you know, to to rise back up, we need to be the leaders.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What do you think black men need to do to start saving the community if it's mainly the women ruining the community? That's what the guys in the manosphere say. It's the women. So how are the men gonna save the community?
I think the first thing we need to do is we need to look at ourselves. We need to get our minds right. We need to straighten ourselves up. I mean,
Hmm.
we cannot lead or what have you if our minds are not right. We
That's
need,
true.
and once we straighten ourselves out, we all need to get together and brainstorm about what we need to do. I know there are panels of men right now on YouTube doing just that, brainstorming with each other.
True. You got
I'm
a
thinking
point.
there needs to be a whole different community. Like for me personally, like when I think of the black community, I'm talking about the Black American community. We're all in throughout different cities throughout the country, and what I noticed going through each city, the women lead it. It's just what it is. You go to church, you even got women pastors. They lead the community. They raise the kids the most. They're the most. They're the school teachers and all that. They are the leaders in the community. That's just what it is. I
Hmm.
I just don't think black women don't want to give up that power. And we could take it as men. We could take it, but I don't know how that's going to be perceived nowadays. But I think I'm at the point where, hey, we need a damn gated community. Somebody needs to go purchase a town or some shit and start over. I'm at that point. All like-minded black people come together into one town and then start
Okay.
from there.
So
Can
you're
y'all hear
saying,
me? Oh, sorry.
oh,
Hey,
hey, Marguerite.
Uh-oh.
hey, hey, how you doing, sweetie? Hi, everybody on the
Good.
panel. I hope I didn't
Good.
interrupt. I was trying to plug in my mic. Can you hear me pretty
Oh,
good?
no, you sound great. How do I sound? Do I sound okay?
Oh, yeah, you sound good. I just got a little bit to say. I won't stay long.
Okay. Well, I hope you can stay a little long. I
Oh,
would love to hear what you got to say.
well, I spoke a little bit about that situation. From this, I heard her. She was on Obsidian, and she explained it. I think from what I heard her say, she wasn't asking for, she's just saying that for the men who don't want to travel overseas, right? Who
Mhm.
want to stay and find an American women, that she wants to, in her words, work on the women that are here and see those two get together, see that group get together. She's not saying that the men necessarily need to change. And I'm not saying that I agree or disagree. I'm just saying what I heard her say. What she was saying is that she just like to see the men who want to stay here and find American women help them do that. So I didn't see a problem with anything that she was saying. I do what is I have a couple things to say. Um, it's so funny. I feel like a lot of men, they think that just because if you disagree with them that you don't care about black men. And that's the thing. I feel that I see that a lot in the space where they think that if you agree with everything that they say that you care, and that's just not the way life works. When a person really cares about you, they're going to tell you the truth, and that goes for men or women.
Mhm.
If women only listen to things that they want to hear that sound good, that's probably somebody that's blowing smoke up your behind. And it's the same thing with these men. I don't care what she looks like. I don't care how pretty she is. If every situation is constantly a one-sided situation, there's chances is that person's blowing smoke up your butt. No one's going to agree with you 100% of the time. The last thing I wanted to talk about was the community. And y'all might
Mhm.
be actually shocked that I've talked about this ad nauseum. I actually disagree about the black women running the community. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why. Because
Why?
I was a volunteer. My son grew up, and I've shared the photos. I can actually share if you want me to. If you trust me, I can share you some photos of our community center in the city. Um, when I got out of the military, I volunteered at a school, and I saw both men and women volunteering. That's the thing. I think on social media, it's really easy, and I get frustrated when men and women do it, when they just say things, and it's like, okay, well, put your money where your mouth is. Let me see what you're actually doing. But the fact is, my son's boxing coach was a man. My son's karate coach was a man. My son's math teacher was a freaking man. He had a woman reading tutor. And there was a woman also teaching art at the community center. We had when he was taking swimming, there were men and women there. So I'm just saying, I feel like people that talk about what's going on in the community, but really don't ever get down to the city to see what's actually going on in the community,
Mhm.
that they don't really know what's going on because they're not really there.
Good point. So you're
Yeah,
Which
and I
saying,
can
city
share.
are
I
you
have
talking about?
footage. I've had a million. I've shown a million videos of the kids at the community center being coached by men. Who you think is coaching the community center football league? 9 times out of 10, it's men. Like, so that's not really true. And I'm not here to cape for men. I'm just saying that when you hear certain things online, doesn't make it true. Doesn't mean it's true.
right? Anybody have any pushback for her or anything to say about
My
that?
my thing is, what community you talking? When I say black community, I'm mostly referring to like historically black areas. Like Atlanta, Washington D.C., Dallas, Texas area. That where there's a big chunk of black people in one area. Um,
Mhm.
I'm talking like that. Like
Yeah.
where were you at?
I was in the inner city where it was mostly low income, which unfortunately, that's mostly blacks and the area I am, Hispanic children. But they were white. There were poor white children there too.
Okay.
So it was a mixture, but it was a mostly, unfortunately, a inner city type thing. And there were black teachers teaching like I said, coaching the kids. So once again, one of these days I'm gonna get him on here. I've been begging him to come online and talk to people for years. He's a retired police officer. He's been coaching the boys um, football league for years in the city. Everybody knows him. So it's kind of insulting when you have these people that put in work and then you get these people online saying, you know, there's no community and it's just not true. Go see about your community. Go and find out.
I
Hmm.
seen it though. I grew up in D.C., so I
Mhm.
most definitely seen it.
I'm not talking about you personally.
Oh, okay.
I don't know
But
you.
yeah, no, I know. That's just I personally for me. I grew up. The women were the teachers. They were there. They were the mayors, making the decisions in the cities and all that. They were the stay at home moms or the single mothers. It was
Mhm.
they were running everything. So anything that happens at that point is most likely gonna fall on them the most.
So
That's
you
that's what
mean
I
to
grew up
tell
on.
me they were also like teaching the sports where they were
Oh,
all
of course
were
not. No,
all
not
the
like that.
pastors women were because all this is a part of the community now. All of
Yeah,
this is a part of the community. Politics, all that's a part of the community.
yeah, but the majority of it was like I can't explain it. It was like the end all be like the most important decisions were made by women. But that's where I grew up. That's how I grew up. That's what I seen.
Like what though,
But
Complex? Can you be more specific?
like how the child's going to be raised or stuff in the household. This is basic stuff, that will keep progression going. Where how even sometimes let's see some crazy like how the money is used. Like just crazy stuff.
Well, the thing of it is, I hate, Lord God knows, I hate quoting that statistic about the households being led by women. The fact is, we all know the numbers. We all know that we're unmarried in large numbers, right? But what they don't take into account all the co-parenting that goes on and all the men that are actually living together. They're living together as couples, but they don't include that in the numbers. So, but what I'm saying is it makes sense that the parent that is there raising the child kind of have the control of the child because they're the parent that's in the picture. So that I mean, I'm not saying that that's a good thing. I'm just saying that that's what it is. The person that stays there is going to have to kind of is going to be the one taking care of everything. I'm not saying that's the way it should be. I don't believe that. I believe I'd like to see families together, that's for sure.
And me too.
But my thing is, let's give credit where it's due. There are some men also that are still a part of the community. And y'all, it's weird that I'm on this side of the fence because I always feel like I'm always defending black women usually. But I'm just saying there are black men there and we should give them some kind of credit.
Yeah, they're here, but do you think it's hard for them to do their job when these women are pretty much like they want to be the leaders? You
I
know,
don't.
they
Mhm.
okay, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I don't think that's the thing. Here I go with my military talk. But this is the thing. I don't think women want to lead. Maybe in some cases, I can't speak for all women. I'm one woman, but I think that like no one can stop you from leading. If you want to be a part of the community, you can be. If you want to be a leader of something, you can be. All you got to do is do it. Like I've never seen a leader. You take any military leader or any situation, a coach of a football team, they're going to do their job. No one's going to stop them from doing their job. So I just that excuse of oh they won't let us do something is kind of played out to me.
Okay. Well, my last question to you is
Sure.
why don't you think black men have the control over the black community like other races of men have control over their community?
Mm.
Why can't the black men grasp this community?
Ooh, that is actually a hard one because I don't know. I believe that they're capable, and like I said, there are men that are there. They just don't. They never get. It's like their voices are silent. Just like you have a lot of good women, black women, but it's like we never hear about that on social media. We only hear about the ratchet, 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 and you would think that good women just don't exist, but that's not true. So I'm not sure why, because I think they're more than capable. I wish black men would get more involved in politics. I wish that they would do certain things. I do, but like I said, there are a lot of them doing things. We just don't hear about it. There are a lot of, especially younger. You see a lot of younger men now coming up, getting interested in politics. It takes time. We are coming from a place of people don't like to admit this, but we're coming from a place of being held down for quite a long time. And so we got to give our people time to kind of play the catch up game. But you are getting more young black men in politics in their 30s and 40s, and I'm very happy to see that. So maybe eventually we will see more of some leadership more.
I hope so, but I just want to hear from Blue and then Trey. Blue, what is your opinion on this? Blue? Okay, let's go to Trey. Hi, Trey.
Hey, what's good, Melody? What it do?
What's good? How are you?
Yeah, I just, listen, I jumped in. I heard like about 10 minutes ago, the community talk, and I didn't catch the beginning, so I don't, know the person we're talking about on Obsidian. I kind of get the feeling somebody talking about community and bringing men back. So there's a range of women I could possibly guess who we're talking about, maybe the stab mute movement or something like that. But as far as the community goes, I'm like, what community? They're, since the what late 70s, when I was coming up as a little kid, that was the end of these communities, like segregation, busing, all that stuff done. So the productive people realized, like, okay, we move on. There was no need to live amongst each other for this whole, we shall overcome. And that was what, over 40 years ago. And the productive men took their families and moved on. Now, those men, and some of those men had kids or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
in order to, if they wanted to go back and like be down with like, oh, let me go find a woman with a, shade of melanin. If these guys had any bit of, if these,
If these guys
there's
had,
a, oh, somebody unmuted there, got a little feedback. But if these guys had any sense of traditionalism or conservative nature to them, it'd be hard pressed for them to find a woman from the community because of the left leanings.
Mm-hmm.
Like a man just ain't gonna be down with these abortion stuff and this alphabet movement. No shade on them, but it's like, do you over there? And men are about their business. Basement men that lead their homes, they ain't down with the homosexual agenda. They ain't down with like this whole abortion agenda and all the other crazy stuff that comes from that liberal mindset. Now, I don't want to make it a politics thing, but it just is what it is. And as those men, I've watched them, freaking the last 40 years. These men just went elsewhere. It's,
Mm-hmm.
or they just didn't get married. That's why, you got a high rate of, fatherless dudes raised by these women, and dudes just ain't playing the stepdad game anymore. And I'll say it, is no black community. You may have some small communities around the country where they're predominantly black that, you know, aren't completely dysfunctional, but like look at the even last one standing, like Prince George County, like carjacking capital of Maryland, and you're supposed to be the biggest, you know, upscale black community. No, the problem is there's no real dads there to lead. You can't have a bunch of women leading because all it's going to lead to is a bunch of wild, you know, young bucks running amok because there's no older men in there to check them. So go elsewhere, fellas. Enjoy your lives in peace.
So, okay, so you're saying men should just up and leave and let the community, as you would say, it burn, pretty
Yeah,
much.
I mean, if I, don't- I mean, I really just not give a damn about it. The whole skin color game is played out anyway. It don't really mean nothing. So you look at a dude like you're gonna tell a dude who is up and coming, potential high six figure, seven figure entrepreneur mind or high STEM mind, and you're gonna tell him go around a bunch of people that like are out here worshiping a crackhead.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, a bunch of people who, you know, don't understand right from wrong, who have really screwed up morals. Nah, you can this whole skin color thing, skin folk ain't kinfolk. Nah, you want these upstanding men to like come back and marry a baby mama with what, three dudes? I mean, three babies from, three different dudes, locked up, crackhead, all this stuff, and her body is out of whack now? Hell no. You tell that dude goes forth somewhere and get him a nice young woman that yes is agreeable. Bump all
Mm-hmm.
that freaking want a woman to check you and tell you, no, you get to the place where all she needs to do is listen to you. And yeah, if you make that slight mistake, yeah, she catches you. Yeah, hey, okay, cool. But other than that, you need to be able to run things 100% and just have a woman complimentary to you. And unfortunately, in the mindset, it sucks to have to admit it, but most of the queens ain't about that life anymore.
Right. So let me ask you this. By leaving, do you think you're running to someone else's community, or do you feel like you're going to start a new black community? How do you
Nah,
take it?
that, nah, there'll never be another black community. Nah, I mean, because there's no Blackistan, there's no African America, nothing like that. I mean, if you a bunch of brothers from like where I'm from, VA, P Town, yeah, that's your community. If you want to go back there and do something cool, but even that where I came from now, that hood's like got the people from the trailer park around up in there
Oh,
now. It
they
ain't
don't.
just black anymore.
Right.
Yeah, so it's where if you're going somewhere, say like a lot of military guys. Once you join the military and travel, you really realize that all this race stuff is just a game, especially if you've been overseas. And so you move somewhere in
Hmm.
Texas, you think about it. If your brother who's been in the military, you move to Texas, where are you moving to? Are you gonna move to like Fifth Ward? Or are you gonna move out to like Katy, out somewhere? You're gonna move to Oak Cliff in Dallas? Or are you gonna move up to somewhere like Plano or Richardson? You ain't moving back to the hood, and all your neighbors are gonna look. You're gonna be like, "Hey, Muhammad, hey, Chad, hey, Hung Lee, hey, man, we barbecuing this weekend." That's life, because those neighbors, they're gonna be watching your property when you want to go on your vacations to Caribbean.
Right. Well, thanks for that, Trey. Let me hear from
No doubt.
Blue.
All
Blue,
right,
what's your
all
take
right.
on this?
I'm just listening. Pretty much, I feel like we are all under one umbrella, and that's America. So you saying the passport bros didn't want to leave? I think it's a form of control. We under umbrella of control. You know what I'm saying? You can't do, even as a man, you can't do what you want to do. Take example, look with Kanye West, a couple of other people coming out. We under umbrella. We are under an umbrella where we are all being controlled, even in these different cities, states. You know what I'm saying? We
Hmm.
all being controlled. So I think we got to get, the first step is to get up under the control. I think that's the first step to everybody problem. Everybody has everybody has their opinion what they saying. I heard what everybody's saying, but I took that in the perspective, if we was not under that umbrella, will we have these issues? Will we be talking
So
about these
let
things?
me ask you this. So how do you as black men get from under that umbrella? Do you go overseas? Like how do you leave
I
that
think
umbrella
I
you're
think
talking
that's
about?
I think that's a part of why they are doing it. I don't think it's so much of, because if you're dealing with a African, but not even African American, if you're dealing with a American woman under under these umbrellas, all you're subject to all these problems and issues, and you understand what I'm saying? So I think they going because they're not subject to the issues and problems. That make any sense?
No, it makes a lot of sense. So you're saying that they're going over there because there's no umbrella. The women are a lot better, and
It's
the
not
king.
even, see, it's not, I don't think it's a form of the women are better. I think it's just that you don't have these issues. You just don't have these issues. You go to other country, a man can have 5 wives and kids and have a whole family, and they building. That, what do you see when you see people come to this country? Indians, they come to the country, and they have kids and they build a family, and then they got cheap labor. They have a supermarket, they have a business, and all the kids work there.
That's another thing that I see. A lot of other races coming here and building while black people aren't doing
and
anything.
and that's what we need to
And
do.
that's
We need
crazy
to,
to me. I
and my
also want to
whole
talk about
thing,
that. Oh,
and
go
my
ahead.
whole and my whole thing is, that's why men are probably also going to other countries. We need to start going to these other countries and start building and raising
Yeah,
outside of this
Yeah,
country. And go
I was
back to
just
facts.
gonna
like
say
what I
that.
said. We got to come. I think it's a form of coming up under this umbrella. They have a form of control over us, and the issues and problems. We all sitting here scrambling, talking this, talking that. But if we just got up under the umbrella and went to another country, we don't got to deal with this shit. We don't got to deal with the taxes. If you trying to build a house, you got to go through this. You got to go through all this stuff just to try to achieve something. So we can skip all that, and be able to go property and build our own world. Hey,
Can
I
I ask
want
you
to
a
build
question,
this.
brother?
That's why I was
Go
saying
ahead.
like buy a town.
Can
Go
I ask
ahead.
you a question, brother?
Shoot.
Man, can you do that in Thailand?
Can you do what in Thailand? I
What
never
you
been to Thailand.
describing?
I never
All
been to
right. Well, I'm gonna help
Thailand.
you.
You can do it in
Most
Ghana.
countries are like Thailand.
I've been in
Like
Africa.
my wife Dominican, bro. I can't do nothing over there. But since she got dual citizenship, everything can make it happen under her. Now here's the
Mm-hmm.
deal. I might get over to DR and decide, man, all these young baddies over here, I'm gonna lose my mind and wild out. She could cut me the hell off because everything is controlled up under her. As in, if I
Mm,
go to Thailand, my cat's out in Thailand, they can't do nothing. Everything is under their wife. There's dudes out on the
mm.
street right now in Thailand because they pissed their wife off. I know homies
Oh
in
wow.
Japan, same deal. Now,
Wow.
if you go somewhere where you can get it on like that, cool. But you as a man, if you're gonna go to this country, you got to be on your square 100% and be family man. You can't be
Mm-hmm.
fucking around. And in those patriarchies, because over you don't get the kind of leeway you have over here. Because over here you can game the system.
Mm-hmm.
100%. That's what them people come over here from other countries and do is they come here and game the system. Just like I've done it. All the cats I run with have done it. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, we just can't speak about, the ones Kanye and Kyrie are beefing with. It is what it is.
Yep.
Mm. Well, I just want to hear from Dr. Thunder. Hi, Dr. Thunder.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right.
Good. Good
Um,
to see you.
yeah, I was just on Omawali Africa's panel
Mm-hmm.
and talking on uh, a slightly more well, it was a different topic. Let's just put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this caught my interest. Actually, I don't think that it is the case that uh, that nobody wants black women, not even black men.
What do you think it is?
I actually think that much of the discussion that's taking place is exactly uh, because black men want black women. Because you only really talk about stuff, especially at length. You only criticize things that actually matter to you.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise, you just wouldn't say anything. And what does the Bible say? It says he chastens whom he loves, right?
Right.
So if you don't offer any criticism, any critique, then that's evidence that you actually don't, you know, that you actually really don't care. So in this way, the opposite of love is not hate; it's apathy,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's when you do nothing, you have nothing to say. Now, I will say that um, there's got to be, significant repair done before you have anything resembling any sort of, functional sort of relationship for the most part, between black men and black women. There's a lot of things that have to happen. I think that, um, the government, um, the state has done its part in has done a very good job of dividing the community by offering the women an incentive to walk away from their
Mm-hmm.
families,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
that's a hard thing to say no to. Um, Obviously, it's been a hard thing to say no to because it's been sort of uh, yeah, it's been fully accepted. That offer. So
Yeah, I
that's a
remember
challenge.
growing up in high school, girls would get pregnant on 12th grade. I mean, in 12th
Mm-hmm.
grade, so they can get Section 8 and all
Yep.
that. Skip the line. I remember seeing that.
Yeah.
I thought that was wild growing up too, and that was before I even got into Manosphere and all that. I was looking at that. I was like, damn, y'all don't even care about the child. You just only care
They
about the
don't.
stuff you about to get.
But you
But
know
go ahead.
why? It's because their mom did it to them. And then once they turned 18, their mom told them, hey, you got to have a baby. That way we can keep it going. That's what I think used to happen. I don't know if that still happens,
No, it
but
does. I remember
it,
some girl was telling her mom was telling her to go get some Obama phone or something like that. Like
right.
yeah, I forgot what it was. She had to lie to get some phone, something like that. She was encouraging her to
They're
lie to
getting
get
the
some free
Biden
phone.
phone now.
Man, you'll see these middle-aged women right when their kid about to turn 18. They'll pop out another baby so they can
Mhm.
keep that check going.
Yeah. Either the mother will do it or she'll get her daughter to do it. Either or. It's kind of sad.
But
And where
I
the
say this
father?
though. I say this: the government did brothers a favor. They told you, like, look, there's nothing to build with a woman off a shade of melanin. There's nothing to hold y'all. There ain't no flag to hold you together. There's no religion anymore to hold you together. It's like this, brother. If you want to be a patriarchy, go wherever, whichever, wherever you want to find a woman at. Just find one that's like, has that patriarchal spirit in her, who wants to be up under the guidance of a man. Don't matter what she look like, but unfortunately, if they're a queen, 91% of them are just trash now.
Yeah.
When oh
No, I
God.
was gonna say mahogany real quick because you're gorgeous, you're in shape, and you know for a fact a lot of I was gonna say our women, but a lot of black women are not in shape. They don't look like us. They don't care about themselves. They let themselves go. And then they wonder why they're not desired. So I
I
wanna be after you address that, I wanna hear your take on that.
oh girl, there's so much said that I need to address.
So okay,
But
go ahead.
I do
Address
want
the
to say,
first thing first.
oh, okay, so you want me to address the weight?
Yeah.
I'm a very human person and I just look at things rationally. Um, Me personally, I have women in my family of all sizes, all shapes, heights, everything. And I know that I'm gonna be honest, my whole life I really it wasn't until recently. I'm in my early 40s now, and so now I'm just now starting to really have an issue with my weight. It's more health that's causing an issue with my weight. I found out that I'm having high blood sugar, diabetes runs in my family. Long story, but so I'm having to work a little harder to stay in shape and stay healthy, right? But I also know, I just understand kind of because my feet are closer to like the community. I'm gonna bring it back to the community that I kind of understand what a lot of women are going through. So I'm not hard on them. It doesn't mean that I'm sitting up here saying that it's good to be 300 pounds. No, that's unhealthy. My concern is about people's health. I really could care less about the looks because I feel like once you are healthy, you'll feel better and then it'll shine and then you'll look better. So
Mhm.
I think that, I've brought this up a million times. It's not just us, it's all around the world. People are starting to become obese all around the world. It's a problem that the whole world, but especially our country, is struggling with right now. It's not just something that we're dealing with. But I know when I was younger, um, I grew up in the church and watching a lot of the older women, it really made me kind of sad because
Yeah, he's outside.
they kinda gave themselves they what happened is a lot the women my mother's age, they sacrificed a lot and they kinda let themselves go because it was all about the family. And like my mom, she never really took care of herself. It wasn't until I got older enough to help her. We go to the gym together, we do things together. So, I think instead of putting people down, maybe try if you can, if you know someone trying to help someone instead of just putting them down would be probably a better answer. Now, I'm gonna try not to be long-winded. I would like to respond to that man, Dr. Thunder. I agree with him 100%. I've said that a million times. People talk about things that interest them. If they're not interested in you, they're not going to talk about you. So I think the fact, even though it's negative, I think the fact that you see a lot of black men, even though the ones that are married to women from overseas, they constantly stay focused on what American women are doing. I think that proves a fact that they're still interested in what's going on over here, even though they say that they're not.
Okay. Well, thanks. Well, I just want to say this. I know you're not going to agree, but I do think we should bring shame back because I
Facts.
feel like, right? Because I feel like when you shame these women, like, oh, instead of being like Lizzo and embracing, like saying, hey, it's okay to be fat, it's okay to eat, it's okay not to exercise, be you. You know, we have people like Lizzo saying that. But if there's other people that say, oh no, you look terrible, you need to lose weight, stop eating the Twinkies, put it down. That's shaming them. That I think that message will they that message will they'll get that message. I'm sorry because I'm like all over the place, but
Can I,
they'll get
can
that message more than the Lizzo message.
Heck yeah,
yeah,
fat shame,
can I jump in?
304
Yeah,
shame, the whole nine.
right.
Yeah, if I can jump in real quick. Yeah, so see the thing is that men and women are different, and so they respond differently to different kinds of stimulus. All right. So for men, prison, right? So the kinds of things that men tend to err in
Mhm.
tend to be held at bay by the threat of incarceration. The kinds of things that women struggle with tend to be held back by uh, social pressure, so shame. So when we sort of, body positivity and basically tried to eliminate um, all of the things that women tend to struggle with, when we said, okay, all of that stuff is off the table, we can no longer criticize that stuff openly. It's called shaming, like this kind of thing. Then what happened was we have a certain outcome directly related to removing the sort of barrier, right? Now, men don't get off from that. Of course, you can call a guy fat slob anyway, but they also don't get off from this because prisons still exist and they're still incarcerating a lot of people,
Mhm.
right? So culture, and sort of traditional values and all that stuff, much of that is designed not really for the men. It's really designed more to keep the women within a particular parameter, just like prison keeps the dominant percentage of men. It keeps them at bay from uh, doing certain kinds of things that uh, men have a tendency to do when they get out of line, as it were. So I would agree that bringing back shame would be a positive thing.
That's
And
right.
quickly, I want to. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I
go
just
ahead.
wanted to
Go
say
ahead.
that in Asian countries they do this a lot, like in China, Japan, Korea, East Asia, and I think in South Asia as well. Yeah, they do. When the women start getting a little too big, they let them know, hey, you getting your waistline's getting a little too big, and they'll cut it down, and that's why they have the lowest diabetes, heart attack rates on the planet, right? Because
Mhm.
they actually watch their health.
Right.
So,
There's no Lizzos in China, right? Telling the women, hey,
that's
it's okay
rare.
to be fat. Right. Only in our community, only in the black community, you see that.
I want to solely put on the black community because I'll just say it's like a Western thing. Because I went to Ghana. I was shocked. I was like, damn, all these. It was big booties and flat stomach. We rarely see that combination in America. Like it's either you got a big ass stomach and a big ass booty, or you just built weird. But like it was a
Mhm.
lot of fit people down there because they don't try to overeat, and then they exercise as well. Everybody walks and stuff. But out here is like it's just everybody drives and it's just the culture, it's the stuff we eat. So I wouldn't solely put that on black women in America, even though they are the most obese in America. That's what
So, like you said, Americans, period. Let's start there.
yeah, okay.
Hey, wait a minute.
Right.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. But I thought about. But what about food deserts?
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
about
What
that?
about them?
The country
Okay.
don't got food.
Nah, I'm kind of trolling because that's a usual. progressive talking point is that the reason that black people are, obese and is because they don't have access to fresh fruits and vegetables and X, Y, and Z.
Can I
And
say? Oh, sorry. But go ahead. I would like to say something after he talks about that.
Yeah, sure.
yeah, yeah. The of course the problem with that is that if you're talking about in urban areas, it's false. There is no such thing as a food desert in urban areas. But even if there was in urban areas, when you go to a convenience store that has eggs and tuna, you could choose that, which would be more healthy than the ho-hos.
Mm-hmm.
Our issue is we go straight for the ho-hos. It's
Oh,
not that we don't have access to good options. And then before people say, well, people just don't know any better. Yeah, you have a computer in your pocket. It's called a smartphone. You
right.
could educate yourself by getting on YouTube and any number of other places that you gather information and get information about something that would actually help you. But that's not what we do. We have the information and access to it, but we don't utilize it. Then we make up stuff like food deserts. Now, what you could say is there could be rural food deserts.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, out in places where there's long distances out in the country and stuff like that. But somehow, for the most part, those are not the folks that tend to be morbidly obese. There's some of them that are, but they don't tend to be the ones that are morbidly obese. It tends to be the ones in urban centers, uh, and our people, obviously, which are at the top of the list.
Well,
Can I
question
say
about
that?
that, Dr.
Okay, go ahead.
Thunder. Oh, I'm sorry, Melody.
Oh, it's okay. Go ahead. And then Mahogany.
So, Dr. Thunder, upstanding brothers who are far removed, well, why should we care what happens in these food desert places? These people, after what is this, since 1960, 4 or 5 generations of backwards thinking of the welfare mindset, they have nothing in common with your upstanding brother who's lived, under a father or grandfather, uncles, and is now, a father to, a wife and children. He's the head of his home. He has nothing in common. Mine is maybe sometimes a shade of melanin with those people who, are eating fish sticks and box macaroni and cheese and getting WIC checks and crying about food deserts because, people decide to loot it and burn it after a crackhead died. Why should we care about those people? I'm just saying.
Yeah. I understand the sentiment, the sentiment of let it burn. I understand that, and I get that. And for the most part, folks that have been able to get themselves out have been able to get out and have been able to become successful and stayed out. That's what you have to do. You have to get away from it so that you can do something productive. I agree with that. But I'm also conflicted with the idea simultaneously because, yes, what about the children? And now I'm not sobbing or crying when I'm saying this. But I do think it is a valid point. In other words, the collateral damage. So what about the folks that didn't choose this? What about the kids? What about the folks that don't have control of their environment, of their situation? They didn't choose their parents. They didn't choose to be in this situation.
Right.
And as a Christian, which I am, I believe that we are to, as much as we can, take care of the least among us and to care about those that can't protect themselves. So to that extent, I care about it and it's important. But as far as the folks that are grown and fully embracing the dysfunction, yeah, that part of it can burn.
Good points.
Oh,
Yeah, go ahead, Mahogany. You're next.
yes. So the food desert thing. Well, it's one of those things where until you kind of experience it, like I experienced it here, where I'm at firsthand. So growing back in the day, right? Back in the day, about um, probably maybe 30 years ago when I was growing up, we had grocery stores everywhere, but they basically, the whole city was pretty much taken over by just tourism, and they got rid of a lot of the fresh markets that we had. You do have some supermarkets here and there, but because it's a tourist area now, the food in those particular markets are extremely expensive. I mean, you're talking like $7 for a gallon of milk, or even just craziness. And so um, you still have low income people there, and they're just finding it hard to be able to afford some of the food, and they're having a hard time finding fresh food. One of my favorite places, I swear to you, I almost cried when they closed down this flea market. It was a local flea market where everything came from the local farmers. And they shut that down to put some business there, of course, for the tourists. So I just know that I've seen that happen when I visited New York. I've visited a few times. I can't remember exactly where I was, um, but we had to drive almost 30 minutes away from where we were. I was during a training session to get to the nearest Walmart. Like, so there are certain places in the country where people have a really hard time not just finding food, but finding good, healthy, fresh food. Because yeah, some of these places, like there's certain stores. I've seen Family Dollars down here in the South where you can buy eggs and milk, but half the time the shit is expired, excuse my French, or it's just not the best quality. So there are places in the country where people have to drive, and they might be poor. They might have to take transportation. And then you got to think about the elderly people that can't drive, and they have to pay to go this place and go that place. So they do exist. I just wanted to say that. And I also wanted to tell you, Melanie, I'm really enjoying this conversation. Your title brought me up here, honey. I had to come up
Well, I
here with that
already
title.
knew that.
Oh, we can stick on topic.
I already knew. But
Huh?
oh, go ahead. What did you say? Can you hear
No,
me?
Oh, I
I
said
was
we
just,
can stay on topic.
yeah, I mean, this show has been good. Anyway,
Oh, that's
I guess
good.
I'll go now, but I was enjoying the conversation a
You
lot.
have to leave.
Okay, I'll stay for a little bit. I kind of in and
Thanks.
out.
Yes, I enjoy you.
I enjoy
Oh,
you too. Thank you.
But
oh,
I
thank
do want to
you.
respond to what she said. Like I do
Mhm.
agree with the food desert thing because I remember growing up, it was hard to find any healthy food. All we had was Chinese chicken curry outs and freaking chips and liquor stores and all that. But as soon as the white people started trickling into the neighborhood, all of a sudden we get a yes market like built down the street. But most of us couldn't
But
even
but
afford it. But
who's that
anyways,
on, bro? That's on fathers, man. I mean,
huh?
that is all a father's choice right there. A father chooses where to move his family to. That's what it is. And if you're a man and you realize the area where you live is detrimental to raising a family, you take on 2, 3 jobs, you go get a CDL, you go get a plumber's certificate, master electrician, join the military, become a cop. You do what you got to do to move your family to where it's beneficial as a father. And that's what I said about this made up thing called the community, is that they the community as a whole, those who think in that cultish mindset, think that, oh, we've got to stick to certain areas just because of a shade of melanin, and that, oh, women, no, they don't understand that women are leading the demise of these families, because a woman is going to stick in this tribal little environment to where, and then they'll raise their hand, oh, we're in food deserts, where a man is going to be like, hell no, I'm not keeping my family out here. I'll move my family in the middle of clan territory if necessary. And dad
Whoa.
gonna make sure we're not in the food, and
I mean,
to make sure a food
Oh
desert
my God.
doesn't
in my
exist.
particular area, the houses were passed down generation. Like the house I lived in, my family owned that since the like 1890s. So I ain't leaving a damn house over no damn food. I ain't about to sell that house if I owned it at the time. But anyways, what I was trying to say was that's still not an excuse. That's not an excuse enough for people to be overweight and unhealthy. I know there's unhealthy food, but it's not always what you eat, it's how much you eat. I mean, just people they don't. I never grew up seeing black people jog or just exercise other than like sports. And once they get out of high school and they just stop playing basketball and football, that's it.
And
So
Bro, how
also,
old are you?
Oh, I'm 24.
Oh, okay, that explains it. I'm
Young
like,
and
man, what
smart.
generation?
What are you talking about? Hey, your
Nah,
generation done, bro.
Listen, would
I'm
would you guys
47, man. I'm like, what?
Okay,
would you guys agree that it's up to the woman to make sure the man and the kid is eating healthy?
No,
That's one hundred
that's a
Yeah.
percent.
man.
My
I
my
do think
niece
that.
got overweight. My bad. Go ahead.
Yeah, totally, 100%.
Right?
And
I disagree.
Oh,
As a
do
man,
you?
yeah, I disagree. As a man, you got to make the environment possible. Here's the deal: if your woman is stressing how the bills are going to pay the next day, if your woman is stressing whether the lights are going to be cut off, and she's worried about whether poop gonna kick in the door or not, how can she flourish in her femininity enough to be sitting around all day? Ooh, let me think of these wonderful, healthy recipes for my husband and my children. Oh, bro, it's up to the man.
No.
It's a
So I
different
think
take.
maybe you missed.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe we're interpreting the question differently. I'm
Okay.
interpreting the question like, um, you know, we're already in a safe environment. We're already in a situation where uh, good choices can be made, right?
Mm,
The question is more the way that I interpreted it was more like, um, whose responsibility is to make sure that the family is eating healthy. And it seems to me that if the woman is primarily in charge of cooking meals, preparing meals, getting the groceries, that kind of stuff, she's been given the money to do so,
right.
right? She's in a scenario where she can focus on that, right? Then whose responsibility is it? And it seems to me that traditionally it has been the case that it has been the woman that has done that. And to the extent that um, uh, kids are not eating healthy, families are not eating healthy in general, I think you can trace that
Hmm.
there is a connection with the sort of breakdown of the family and with the way that the family structure is now and the way that it used to be. So I think
Exactly.
there is a connection there.
Well said.
I wanted to add on, if it's okay.
Hmm. Yeah, sure.
Um, I do think, I won't say it's her responsibility, but I do think a really good woman that care, like for me personally, um, not just when I was married to my first husband, my son's father, he was going through a low health issue. He had high blood pressure and all this, and I said, the doctor had told us that we need to bring his weight down and change some things, and I was more adamant about doing that than he was. And I just and the way I grew up, women always did kind of do that. Do you know what I mean? They
Yeah.
took care to prepare meals that were healthy. Well,
Hmm.
we of course we had some macaroni and cheese every now and then and fried chicken every now and then, but it wasn't. It was balanced. It was listen. I'm gonna just say this: if you have a woman and she's making your meals, if she loves you, there's gonna be a wanting to feed her family healthy food. Like for me, I feed my
Right.
son healthy food because I want him to be healthy and his mind, body,
Hmm.
soul, and spirit. So I'm not gonna feed him junk. As a matter of fact, like we very rarely eat out, but like I'm not a judgmental person, but I'm just saying, I would feel guilty getting my son fast food every night. I know that that's
Yeah.
bad for his body. You see what I'm saying?
Right. And
Yeah.
lots of women do that. And it's crazy because a lot of women can't even cook nowadays. Like,
Can I?
right?
Well, I
Right?
disagree. We just
You
talked about
disagree?
this today, and then I'm gonna shut up because I feel like I'm talking too
No,
much.
no. Talk as much as you want. I like this. Talk as much
Well,
as you want.
I disagree. We were just talking about this on a sisters panel.
Okay.
I don't know where these men are finding these women that won't cook. I think maybe we're not giving specifics. Like if you're dating a woman and you just met her, okay, and she doesn't want to cook for you, that's fine. But most women, after they've been with a man a while, don't have an issue cooking. I don't know what women these men are talking about. I'm really confused because
Can I
almost every woman I
Oh,
know,
oh, let me answer
every
that.
can I
woman,
say
especially if
something?
she's
Let me
Uh-oh.
answer
married, is
that one.
They
cooking
want to get
and
in
has
there.
kids,
Yeah,
is
let me,
cooking.
let,
I have
if I
yet
can,
to meet one that's not cooking a meal for her family. I just think that's
Mm,
weird.
yeah. So
mm.
if I could say something, I
Mhm.
think one of the reasons why surveys, statistics, empirical data is important, is it helps us to get uh, outside of our sort of anecdotal sort of perspective, right? So there's the principle birds of a feather flock together, right? So what it is that your tendency is going to be to probably befriend and be close with people that have similar values. And so it makes sense that it's hard for you to imagine that there are all of these, women or whatever that can't cook, because the people that are in your circle, they all can cook because you can cook, because you have a certain value system. And men make the same uh, mistake. Also, everybody makes the same mistake as far as sort of picturing the world as a basically a bigger version of the people that they know, and that's actually not really the case. That's actually not what it is. I mean, if you look at these surveys and things, they're reporting that less and less women are capable of cooking basic stuff. It is a shrinking population, and it is a sort of you know uh, you're finding a needle in a haystack, finding
You know,
a woman that cooks well and is also has a lot of these other sort of um, domestic sort of skills. Uh,
Right.
here's the,
Can I
one
just
thing. Oh, I'm sorry,
wait?
Melody.
I'm sorry. Let me just say this, and I'm not talking about putting a what do you call them TV dinner in a microwave or making your man some cereal in the morning. I'm not talking about that, or making a pot of
Yeah.
spaghetti. I'm talking about women actually getting down and dirty in the kitchen
Hmm.
from scratch. Like my mom taught me. I was 5 years old in the kitchen every day
That's
watching my mom cook
that's exactly what
every
I wanted
single
to say
day.
too.
Yeah, like and my mother even made me cook. Melody, pass me this, pass me that. I need you to stir this. Give me this much water in this measuring cup. Like, so
Look,
that's the reason I know how to cook.
I
But
know you said oh, sorry.
go ahead. I'm sorry, love.
I was gonna say I know you're not you told me not to bring back up Ghana, but like everybody there, all the women there, they knew how to cook, like every single one of them. And if they didn't know
Hmm.
how to, they was going to what is that, culinary school.
Yeah,
But are they learn from their grandmas, their mothers? Like you said, you got taught by your mother. But nowadays in
yeah,
America, like the women are not teaching their kids how to cook, or at least their
no,
daughters. They
right.
grown up, like
And I'm a
especially my
millennial.
generation.
Well, you're not a millennial. You're a new gen. What are you? What are you?
I'm a 24-year-old. I don't even go by
You're
that little Gen
24.
X,
Yeah, so
Gen
yeah,
Z
you're
stuff.
the
I don't.
new. You're the new generation. No, but I'm
Oh,
a
in 20
millennial.
years, you will.
Right. Listen, I'm a millennial, and my parents taught me how to cook and stuff. My mom's a Gen Z, I think. I mean Gen X. What is it? What's the one? Gen X, right?
What
Gen
year
X.
born?
yeah, what year was she born?
I know she's like 50 something.
X,
50.
right? Generation
Oh,
My
she a
X.
mom's
Yeah,
like
boomer.
so I'm
She a
yeah,
Oh,
so
boomer. If she was
she's
no,
boomer.
born in the
she's not a
50s.
boomer yet.
no
Oh,
no
she's in her 50s. Okay, Gen
Yeah,
X. I thought you said she was
Gen
born
X.
in the 50s.
No, no. She's
you
in
said
her 50s. She's in her
she's in
early
her 50,
50s.
like
Yeah, that's
52,
Gen
like
Yeah,
X.
that.
she's in her 50s, and she taught me a lot. But these kids now, their parents, all they buy them is McDonald's. I see it.
Well, I'll tell you this. You'll run, I'm 47, mid Gen Xer, and most
I'm
every
48, man.
yeah, most every other mid Gen Xer brother I've ran into, it can cook their ass off, because a lot of us, a lot of every dude I ran into, their mom said the same thing. These younger women coming up, they can't cook. I'm not gonna have my baby out there starving, and I don't want you getting fat eating, McDonald's every night. So all the brothers I know around my age, they can cook
Yeah,
because they moms knew what was coming down the pipe.
exactly. So,
Yeah, my mom was a stay-at-home uh, wife,
mhm.
and I mean, my parents are still married. 53 years they've been married. Um,
Wow.
and
Congratulations to
and
them.
yeah, yeah, that's for real. And the only way that you stay together that long, it ain't because you had a perfect relationship. is because you have something an uncommon resolve,
Right.
and that's the only way that that's even possible. But
Yeah,
anyhow,
most definitely.
uh, but she cooked all the time, and she taught me how to do a few things.
Mhm.
I admittedly, I really don't. I'm not a. I mean, I can survive, and
Mhm.
I've got a 9-year old, and I prepare a lot of his meals and stuff, so I can survive. But uh, I don't have like I can't cook anything from scratch.
Why
You know.
not?
Well, I mean, I can do stuff like I can fry eggs and,
Mhm.
toast and stuff like that. My son likes toast or waffles and eggs in the morning. So I make him that like in the morning almost every morning.
Hey, listen, that's good
Um,
enough.
so stuff like that I can do, and then
Mhm.
making sandwiches and stuff like that. But as far as um, and actually I can do some baking. I can do
Mhm.
some
That's
baking.
scratch, bro.
Yeah, I can do some baking. I used to be able to make biscuits from scratch because my mom taught me how to do that. But it's been a
Mhm.
long time since I've done that.
Yeah, I
That's good.
yeah when I met my wife, she knew she was in trouble. I didn't tell her, she I could cook a little bit. She didn't realize, my mom, my brother's a world famous baker, and like my mom taught him, he took over the business, but she taught both of us, and she ran into trouble. My wife was like, "What? You can bake from scratch here? What? Yeah, you ran into a family of bakers." And
Mhm.
it was like, she, hey, Melody, she whips out all every time I get to cooking, she'll be like, gotta upstage me with some new Dominican dish. Cause I be like, no, I got it. I'll go in here. No, nope, nope, nope. Man, I get the full
Right.
layout. Something
Well,
new Dominican.
well,
Got
at
to keep
least
her on
she's
her
teaching
toes.
you, right? At least she's trying to teach you how to cook.
No,
But
no, no. I ain't making none of that Dominican stuff. That's all her. But if I get that inkling to go in the kitchen and start hooking it up, she'd be like, nope, get out my
mm,
kitchen.
right, she don't even let you, right?
Nah.
Yeah. But wait, weren't you saying something else, Mahogany?
Oh no, I was saying the fact that he can make biscuits from scratch is really good. Like, I mean, most in my household, we both cook. Everybody cooks. Like, I grew up where just similar to you, Melanie. But
Mhm.
the thing is, like, I am the only girl in of my mom's, but I had two brothers, so they would be in the kitchen too. We all cooked. And it was
Mhm.
something similar to what Trey was saying. It was always the mindset of you shouldn't have to depend on anybody. To me, it's just about teaching a kid to be a mature adult. Like, we all had chores. We all had to
Yes.
cook. We all had to clean. And I teach my son the very same thing, because you are going to be out here on your own, and you don't want to have to depend
Mhm.
on anybody, and for you to be living the right way. So, yeah, I think that crosses sexes. But far as the what else did I wanted to say about the cooking thing? You know, I didn't think about it to Dr. Thunder said it that way, but I will say this. I'll just tell you a little story about me. I got married really young, and I knew how to cook certain things, like whatever my mom taught me. But there were a lot of things, because my husband was older than I was, that I did not know how to cook that he loved. I had never made lima beans a day in my life, but he loved lima beans. Um, lima
That's
beans.
funny.
You gotta
I
soak
never
them
Lima
things. You gotta
beans.
soak them things overnight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and so, I mean, it wasn't nothing. You know what? I will say this about cooking. Whenever you've made a dish that's kind of similar, it's not too far off from the other, like Hoppin'
Mhm.
Johns and all those type of things that he liked. I was really good at the simpler things like pastas and lasagnas, and I knew how to do
Mhm.
a lot of stuff like that, and of course stir fries. But the point is, he was patient with me because I was a young wife. I was uh freaking child, you won't know how young I was. I was 20, had my
I
son at
want to
21.
know.
I
Okay.
had my son at 21, but he had to teach me a lot. He had to
How
teach me,
old was your husband, if you don't mind?
oh, he was way older than me.
No, no, because it's funny because I like older
Uh-huh.
men too. Like I was like 20 dating like 40 something. So
Hey,
I'm in
hey,
the
What?
I'm
same
single.
I'm
Hey,
in the
hey,
same position.
I'm not single. Hey, I'm not single.
For me,
Uh, uh,
Imma say this, I don't know how this is gonna
Funny.
sound. For me, it wasn't. I like who likes me. I'm not an
Mm-hmm.
easy person, but I like who likes me. And the way we met, he was very respectful to me. And the guys my age, the things that he did, they didn't do, and so I was taken by that. I'm not gonna lie. He did a lot of
Mm-hmm.
sweet, kind things for me, and he never pressured me to do anything that I didn't want. So it was a different realm, and I easily got swept away with that. Me and my husband got married after only dating 6 months, and I
Oh, so
don't
you
regret
were
it.
in love.
I don't regret
Same
a
here.
minute of it. So
Same
yeah,
here. 6 months. Yeah,
No,
yes.
that's
yeah.
Same here. Six
perfect.
months and
That's
Yeah,
6 months
I
and we
mean,
got married.
that's how it's supposed to
I
be.
I believe a shorter time is is proper. I mean, like most countries around the world, you're not even afforded that. It's like, hey, here you go. Here's your wife, or
Yep.
here's your husband. Like, hey, y'all learn to love each other.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. I can never. Somebody give me a husband like, hey, you got. I guess I'm
Can I
too
say
Americanized for that.
that if I could say something? Yeah, I did the same thing 6 months from when we had our first date and then we got married. Um, but I was thinking about this thing. I've heard BGS Ibmore talk about
Mm-hmm.
when he talks about how, see, it used to be that people were trained for the role that they would occupy from very young. So they were trained either as a wife or as a husband. And so you didn't necessarily, uh, I mean, you could get married and you didn't even really like each other, but it would function well. It would work well because there was such a sort of duty and responsibility, sort of
Mm-hmm.
built into the whole thing, and such a respect of each one of the roles and very clear definitions of what the roles were.
It's a business, right?
Yeah, and then also if you think about how the working situation was different. So if the wife did stay home and took care of the kids and the guy is working like 12 hours shifts, you know, then and you don't have cell phones, you don't have social media, you don't have this constant contact with the person, then you could actually, miss your spouse
Yeah.
because these days you don't really miss the person that we were with because you're constantly in touch with them,
Right.
and even if you're not talking to them on the phone, they just posted something on Facebook and there's an expectation that you at least like it, right? At
Mm-hmm.
least, interact with it. And so there's that constant sort of contact. So what I'm saying is it has become more and more important for people to have common interests and a bunch of stuff in common, right? Because you're around each other more, you're constantly talking about stuff, social media and everything, you're constantly interacting, whereas in the past you didn't interact nearly as much, and both parties had much more of a um, understanding of the sort of obligations and duties that they had to fulfill to occupy either at the position of the wife or the husband, right? So the roles were very, very clear. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so that's a significant way that things have changed, and of course that is significantly added to the divorce rate, the skyrocketing divorce rate. Um, yeah,
Yeah. You're right. Good point. That's what, and the women are initiating these divorces all the time.
Yeah.
The men want to stay in a relationship. Mahogany, you've been married before. Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
I'm right. I knew you were gonna say I was right. Did you break up with your husband, or is that
I
too?
wanted, yeah, I filed, and I talked to him about it first, and we had a my relationship is so weird. We're actually good friends even after the divorce, but yeah, I had a discussion with him. We hadn't been happy for a while, And at first he resisted, but then after a while it went through, and we're both grateful. We're a lot closer now divorced than we ever were when we were together. It's sad, but that's the honest truth. Well, I won't say that. When it got bad, it just sometimes, especially when you're raising a child versus
Mm-hmm.
them grow up in a dysfunctional household, it's better off that you cut your losses. But we're really good friends still to this day. Talk to
That's
him almost
good.
every day. I just spoke to him today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
co-parent, you know.
yeah.
So,
But you were talking about initiating divorces.
mm-hmm, yeah.
So that is obviously a true stat that's universal. Women tend to initiate divorces, but what kills me is nobody ever wants to get in. And hey, chaos and everybody that just came on, nobody ever wants to talk about why. We all know that the number one reason is financial, the reason that people separate or divorce, but there's other things going on with people too. And
There's a lot of
so
things.
we
Most of
got
the
to look at the
let's not
causes of why this is happening and not just say it's happening. Well, there must be a reason because I'm gonna just say this now and be quiet. Most I do not believe because marriage is something that like we both tried to hold on to. We tried our hardest to hold on to it, but then it just got to the point where listen, when my son is jumping up in between us to tell us to stop fighting,
Oh,
yeah, it was too much. It was too much, and we're
did they
closer
get
now.
violent or was it
Um,
verbal?
hey, chaos. Towards the very end, to it never we never got violent, but towards the very end, it was just too much
Be
fighting. And he was,
honest, Mahogany. Be
can
honest.
you hear me?
So
No one was happy at that
if your
point.
son had to step in, that tells you it gotten much more than the verbal.
Well, it was because we were raising our voices, and that was happening too much.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I get what you're saying. So, a lot of these marriages, there are reasons why these women are leaving. You're saying maybe the man
I
isn't bringing
can
enough
I
money home, or
Well, it
he's
could be anything. It
violent.
could be there, and I swear I'm gonna be quiet. There are people that have alcoholic spouses both ways
yeah,
now.
yeah.
They
Okay.
have it could be a man or a woman. There's so it could be anything. It could be abuse. It could be there. I'm not trying to put nobody's business out here, but there are men and women dealing with some things going on, but they're trying to hold on to it. And like I said, I tried to hold on to mine, but when I saw it started affecting my son comes before everything. And that's the way we both felt.
Mm-hmm. And you're
Yeah.
right. I mean,
And this is this is not me criticizing anyone's decision to walk away, but I will say that so if you look at, and again, this is like the whole empirical thing. This is, I think this helps to eliminate ourselves from, to try to remove some of the bias that we have because of our immediate experience. But so if we say that 50% of the response, so say, so if in each situation, if you can say, okay, one party is more responsible for the breakdown of the relationship than the other person. Okay. And you can say, okay, we'll say it's 50-50. Okay. So 50% of it is men, 50% of it is women. Okay. But why is the divorce filing rate, especially amongst Black women, why is it like 80% the women file it? Because if it is if we're talking about two people and two people that are flawed, both have issues, um, why is it so leaning so hard in one particular direction? And yeah, everyone has problems, everyone has issues, but it still seems that the women seem to be the most willing to break up the family. And all the studies suggest that the kids actually do better when their parents are still together. Now, I'm not talking about in situations like where there actually is physical abuse going on, or where there actually is stuff like drug addiction or something like that. I'm not talking about in those scenarios. Um, and I'm not even talking about in the scenario where there's infidelity, though men and women cheat at about the same rate now. But if it's just stuff like irreconcilable differences, that seems to me to be prioritizing one's own, I don't know, one's own sort of happiness, I guess, over the, uh, over the actually the success of their family structure. And that's never gonna work out for society. I'm not talking on a case by case basis per se. I'm just talking about if you have communities of people, cultures of people, societies of people that are making those kinds of decisions, that's how you end up with the amount of dysfunction that we have, because you have basically generational tendency towards divorce rather than sticking it out, you know, doing whatever is necessary to keep the thing intact. Which, of course, doesn't mean that everything's perfect. It doesn't mean that they didn't have significant challenges, but it just means that that was more important than their personal, you know, sense of being happy or whatever it was. Because anyhow, that's a long drawn out thing. But having said that, uh, I'm in my second marriage. My first wife walked out on me.
Mm. And I bet you she started, didn't she? Like she was the one causing all the problems, huh?
Well, see, again, I am willing to say that I'm willing to own. I'll own my part, and even if I say I'll take 50%. Now she was doing some stuff that was definitely way across the line.
Mm-hmm.
That I was not doing stuff that was way across the line. But I will say, it, I'll take 50% responsibility for
Okay.
for whatever happened. But my point is that I'm not the one that filed.
Right. Well, thanks for that, Dr. Thunder. I think Chaos came up first. Let's have Chaos then. Let's see, I'm on my phone. Who's that? King, what does that say?
Mm.
I'm sorry, I can't see my screen.
Says King.
Oh, he's breaking up.
Okay.
All right, well, thank you. Okay, so let's have Chaos first and then him. Go ahead, Chaos.
Damn, what I was about to say. Let me go because I had to think about this one.
Okay, no problem.
I gotta think about that.
Okay, King, what's on your mind?
All right. I'm going to read this. I just looked it up. I just Googled it.
Mhm.
Uh, divorce rate of black couples is what I looked up. And
Okay.
what this says, it says the black divorce rate is the highest among other races, 30.8. The Hispanic divorce rate is the second highest, 18.5. The white divorce rate makes up almost half of the black divorce rate at 15.1. And the Asian divorce rate is the lowest at 12.4. So, I've never been married, don't plan on getting married. I don't see the point of it. If I love somebody, they know I love them. I don't need the paper to prove it. Doesn't matter.
Mhm.
Don't care. I can see people doing it for financial gain, which was brought up, I think, earlier. So, you combine your shit together. I get that. But, me and my baby mama, it wasn't 50-50 or whatever the fuck, we just didn't get along. We were actually split up when she came to my apartment at that time. That was about 20 years ago because my daughter's 19. So yeah, she came to my apartment crying. We were already broke up. She came to my apartment crying, saying she was pregnant. So we got back together. I was like, well, fuck it. Because she didn't have no money and she wanted to abort my child. and she came to ask me because I had money at that time, which I still got money, what the fuck ever. But anyway, she wanted
Yeah.
me to pay for it, and I told her I ain't gonna pay for it. You know what I mean? I was just like, it's like we done this thing, even though you know what I mean. We done this. We gotta see it through. No, no, I was.
Was
I'm
he
sorry.
Borgen?
Oh, she was 20, and
Hey, I'm out.
yeah, she
I'll
was
see y'all
working,
later.
but I
Good
think
night,
at that
Dr.
time she.
Thunder.
Bluetooth connected.
All right.
Wait, yeah, what's going on? King, I think you're Borgen right now,
Yeah,
King.
King is. He is.
Okay, so it's not just me.
But
You there, King?
no, it's not me. I'm here. But to finish what I was saying, yeah, she was working. At that time, she worked at Pizza Hut. You know what I mean? So she couldn't pay for the abortion, so we had the child, and we got back together. We were back together for about. I'm using the time after Jaslyn was born. My daughter was born. We were together for 4 years after she was born. And this was after, like I said, we had broke up, and I tried to make it work, but we just didn't get along. So we just went our separate ways, and we both. She was primary caregiver to my child, but I still got I still see my child and all that bullshit. And I paid child support and all that bullshit. I did all that stuff, and
Wow, so she put. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, what's you gonna ask?
I was gonna say, so she put you on child support, or you put yourself?
Well, I went there when we decided after, like I said, after 4 years, when we decided to call it quits, I immediately went and filed for child support because I knew if I didn't, she was probably going to do it anyway. So it didn't matter. So I went immediately and filed for child support myself, which now, like I said, my daughter's 19. I've already paid all that shit. I'm done with that. Now she's on her own. And with the cooking thing, like I said, I was a cook for 18 years. I've cooked all over. Well, I live in Tennessee, and I've cooked all over the place. Trust me. And
So
I
you can
cook
make everything and anything.
shit. Yeah, but I never.
Oh no, King, you broke up really bad at the end.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just saying. Yeah, my internet is not that great, apparently. But no, I was just saying I was a cook for 18 years, and my daughter's away at college now, and I never taught her how to cook. So I assume she's just eating McDonald's all the time because her mother can't cook at all. And well, I mean, she can a little bit, but she'd always get McDonald's or fast food or whatever. So I assume that's what my daughter's doing now. And I never really thought to teach her how to cook. But I taught, like I said, I was taught in the chat. I said I was taught by my mama to cook when I was a kid, So, but anyway, but I still have a good relationship with my baby mama. She's a traveling nurse. When she's in Tennessee and around here, she comes down to the house and stays at the house so she don't have to go pay for a hotel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I still have a good relationship with her, kinda, but I feel obligated because she is the mother of my child. I don't want her out there doing whatever, even though she makes good money being a traveling nurse. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But, you know what I'm saying? But, I don't know, man. I'm just saying that's just that's just the way I'm going to shut the hell up. That's just the way I feel. Is I don't really see that you need to get married. If you love somebody, you love somebody. You don't need a piece of paper to make it official. You know what I mean?
I do agree with that. I kind of agree with that as well.
Can I say I just want to say this because I hear a lot of men saying that, and you have every right to feel that way. I hate it. This is the thing I'm gonna tell the women: if you want to get married, get married. If a man does not want to get married and you want to get married, you need to move it along and find someone that will marry you. There are lots of benefits to being married, and not just playing married. There's um, the benefits of actually being a legal wife far outweigh just playing house with a man. I'm sorry, because not just tax purposes and government purposes and all that, but there are lots of tax exemptions and stuff like that. But it's not all about that. But it's just the standard. My thing is, what young girl grows up and says, "I want to be a baby mama"? And this, no disrespect to you, actually like you. I like your accent, honey. It's everything.
I
Your
like his accent
accent is
too. I like
but
his
I
accent.
mean, but yeah, the fact
What y'all
is,
talking about me?
Yeah.
I love the accent. But what I'm saying is, most young
Wow.
girls don't grow up saying they want to be a baby mama, and this is the thing. I don't know when that became cool for anybody, any child, no little girl, black, white, Chinese, Asian. There's none of them that say I want to be a baby mama. We all have the fantasy of having a husband of our own and children. Well, most of us do. Some of us, have different dreams. But I'm just saying the whole. If if you want to be somebody's wife, be somebody's wife. If you do, if you're with a man that doesn't, then let him find another woman that he can play house with. I think women need to set a standard and hold to it. That's the problem with this. Anyway, sweetie, I gotta get up for work early in the morning. I really did enjoy myself. We gotta do a one-on-one. Oh my
Yes.
god.
When? When? Oh, I
Huh?
wanted to tell you. I wanted to
Sure.
ask you. I want to talk to you about. Well, we actually talked about it, so forget it. I was
Oh,
gonna say about the SYSBM thing, but I already know your take on it from this stream.
yeah.
So yeah.
I'll just say it again. I don't think anybody's against people traveling. I love to travel. I think everybody should travel. It's just when you say that you're traveling because you can't find what you're looking for, out of a country that has billions of people, I just think that's a little bit crazy. Just say you're traveling because you want to travel. That's what you need to say. But anyway, y'all have a good night. Peace.
Good night. Thanks for coming. Okay, so let's go to Chaos. You still need some time, or you got it?
Never
Yeah, I'm
ever
here.
ever
Hold on a
ever
second.
People
thought of that.
I
think
think
my
I'm
type
mixing
is
my
like
audio. Hold on.
What's that? You ready? I guess not. All right, let's go with Young
You
Easy.
hear me? Do you hear any background coming on my special mic? And I'm just
Yeah, I heard your
whose
background.
device is connected.
You okay?
Yeah, let me say this quick. If black men and black women have the issues between each other, then maybe they should stay away from each other unless it's something constructive. Personally, in my opinion, this desirability. People desire a
No,
lot of things
we're
today.
forced to integrate. We're forced to integrate.
Hmm. You think
Well,
so?
regardless if we're forced or wherever the case may be, we're still around each other, and we by default don't like each other, unfortunately. So if we're not
Yeah,
doing things constructive, you know,
Mhm.
it don't make no sense, talking about desirability, because when someone really likes and desires somebody, they do the extra beyond to fulfill that desire. Anything less than that is like you just shit. I'm just selling. That's how.
No, but I mean, you hear all the time, nobody really desire black women anymore. People overlook black women, um, because they're afraid that they're gonna get a nasty attitude. A lot of black men are afraid to approach black women because most black women are gonna be mean. I mean, I'm just being honest. Also, a lot of black women are overweight. There's plenty of factors that play into this why we're undesirable.
Now
So,
I can see what you're
But
talking
niggas
about.
like
mhm,
Melody, I can see what you're talking about. Now my baby mama is white. That but
mhm.
after that, yes. But
That's
after
okay.
that,
Is she fat? Is
I
she
was
fat
like,
too?
no,
Is
she's
she
not.
fat?
Well, she thick. She was thick then. She thick now too. Still look good,
I
by the
bet.
way. But I would never touch her in that way. but
Well,
but
you already
after
did though.
that,
You did.
yeah, I know. I'm talking about now.
Oh, so
Like I said,
now
when she jumped,
This
I'm
nigga's still
sorry,
in
baby.
love,
Go
yo.
ahead. And then I want to
no, I'm
ask you a
not in
question.
love with her. I'm in love with another girl that she dumped me, who's a black chick. After, if y'all let me finish,
Go ahead.
after I after the whole thing with my baby mama, I started dating black chicks and Mexicans and a couple of Asians, but the Mexicans were the best. But anyway, but yeah, I started dating black chicks and shit. And currently, I mean, like I said, like my main chick is a Mexican, and then my side chick, which I know this sounds terrible, but my side chick is black chick. So you know what I mean. So there you
So
go.
black chicks are only good for size.
Dick.
Well, no, that's not true. It's just that the Teresa, I just she's my main because we more compatible than side. And like I said, but somebody said I was still in love with this chick. I'm not in love with my baby mama. No. I do have love for her because she is the mother of my child, but I would never have some kind of sexual relations with her ever again, ever.
You're not attracted to her no more.
She tried it before, and I turned it down. But no, I am in love with a chick that broke up with me a long time ago, and I still love her, but she moved on. She knows I still love her. But anyway, that's neither
That's
here
the
nor there.
Mexican you're talking about that you still love.
No.
It's a black chick.
The
Yeah.
black? Okay.
So let
Damn
me
it.
say this, yo.
That's too
Yo,
many.
I'm gonna say this real quick, yo. Fuck all these Keishas. That's why I'm glad I'm getting my passport. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't even understand the motherfucking emotional pain I had to put up with black women. You understand me? So when you get these shorties on here who ain't black and they talk all this pick me shit, that's why I care more for them than I care to hear from these Keishas and these pro-black women. You know how much I've been hurt since the 5th grade, nigga? Huh? You know what that feels like? You know what pain I had to deal with when this bitch shot up there and made me fall on my face? You understand what I'm saying? Did some fuck shit? Bro, nah, black women is not the wave. Biracial women is on watch. That's facts. That's why I want to get my passport now and leave America and not deal with these black women's because they be doing some fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? They always hating on a nigga, man. When I got fly to go to the club, you know what you know what these chicks used to say to me? They used to say, "Yo, you mad bummy, son." I was like, "Yo, bitch, who is you? Why are we talking all this shit, bro?"
God damn.
Nah, son. It's a rap, yo. My whole life, you know what I'm saying? It's not funny, man. You know what I'm saying? Cause even these Cardi B's from Fordham Road, even these Cardi B's from Fordham Road used to join up with the Keisha and diss my ass. Yo, you know what? I tried to be nice and give a black bitch a swipe on a Metro card to get on a train. She never said thank you. Yo, fuck that bitch.
Oh my goodness, Monster! Oh my goodness.
Troll game is elite, fam.
Thanks for that,
Yeah.
Mr. Troll. Yeah, troll game is everything.
Nah. I'm gonna be serious. Look,
Okay,
listen. Alright, for real. It's real shit though. Like, I don't mind dating black women. You feel what I'm saying? I know the traits is out there. I'm not gonna lie, like they don't be on no fuck shit. But what I realize is, I guess because I'm a little bit biased from the city I'm from. You know, when you go to the DMV, they both of them and the Spanish women got attitudes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like at the end of the day, it's like I just don't become that bothered with Keishas. You know what I'm saying? Keishas is Keishas, black women is black women. You feel what I'm saying? There's some nice black women that I met. There's even some black women that be in the chat, that be mad cool. So I'd be like, all right, facts. You know what I'm saying? But you know, at the end of the day, it's all good. The only time you deal with fat women is when it comes to tax season. You feel me? Um, Smash and dash, homie. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes these chicks will help you out and get you that food stamp card, son. If they really love you or they like you, they be like, yo, take this real quick. Go get yourself something nice. And she a baby mama? Yo, who wouldn't? Yo, bro, I'm living in luxury style in the hood, fam. You feel what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, it's all up to you, fellas, bro. If you don't want to deal with the black woman, it's all good. You feel what I'm saying? I love women. I'm just attracted to women. So at the end of the day, it's all love. You dig? You know what I'm saying? So we just out here. I like all flavors of the ice cream. You know what I'm saying?
Of
It's just like
course.
that Wu-Tang Clan song back in '95. You heard?
Mm-hmm.
Bronzebird.
Thank you, Bronsberg. It's always a pleasure. Let's go with Young Easy.
Wow.
But
Hey,
you
what's
know
up,
what?
baby?
You know what's crazy that you talking about? I went on a date last week. I went on a date last week with a black girl,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, it didn't end well, but it started okay, but it didn't end well.
What do you mean? Story time. What happened?
Okay, so anyway, I met her at a comedy show. Okay, and
Mm-hmm.
this was Halloween. This was Halloween. I met her on Halloween at a comedy show, and then we went out. We went out downtown to like a club, and she got me drunk. Like she got me drunk. I was drunk as fuck. Um, but she was okay. She was cool. There was nothing wrong with her on the surface. But that following Friday, we went on a date. We went on a date. We did, and we went out to eat. Right. And the thing is, the day of the date, I went to her apartment. I drove to her apartment, and she didn't want me to know where she lived, which is okay
Mm.
because she don't know me.
Understand.
So when she got to my when I she told me to park at the leasing office. So I said, all right, bet. I parked at the leasing office. So she came she came to the leasing office, and the bitch she took a picture of my license plate.
What?
She took a
Why?
picture of
I'm
my license
confused.
plate. I thought that I felt a little violated, but I get it, right? We kind of just met like
Mm-hmm.
last week.
Right.
Okay, so she took a picture of my license plate. So anywho, so we went on a date. Now listen, she wasn't dressed up like she was ready for a date, which I found weird. Like I expected her to dress more like sensual, like sexual a little bit, like something tight. But she wasn't wearing
Mm-hmm.
nothing like that I thought was date shit. So anyway, we went to a restaurant, and she ordered some steak dinner. She ordered a steak dinner. All right, I paid for it because that's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
supposed to do. I paid for this shit, and after that, we talked, we chill, it was fun. Then we did some hookah. She recommended the hookah. She tried to get me to pay for the hookah too. I said, I'm not paying for the hookah. I'm not paying for that
Mm.
shit. So she had to hold that L. She had to pay for the hookah. This is what I'm going with it. During the date, she wasn't affectionate at all. Like she wasn't, when you're on a date, you kind of, walk arm in arm with somebody.
Yeah.
And even no, she didn't do none of that shit. She didn't there was no affection. So anywho, after we did the hookah, right? We
Mm-hmm.
went to the park to chill for a second. I guess to sober up. I don't know. She wanted to go to the park. Went to the park,
Right.
and we seen some random ass people at the park dressed in all white. It looked weird to me. So I was like,
Mm-hmm.
that shit is fucking weird, right? We walking around. I was like, that shit is fucking weird. So when we walked close to them motherfuckers, this bitch said, she was like, oh, I think they had an all white party. They came back from an all white party. I said, nah, they weird. So she went up to these niggas and she said, y'all came back from a party? And they was like, nah. And I was like, y'all part of a religion? And they was like, yeah. And she was like, oh, I only asked that because he said y'all look crazy as fuck or some shit like that. That's what she said.
She said that? Wow.
Said that. The first night, I'm like, why the fuck would you say that? So anywho, we had an argument in the car driving back to our fucking apartment about it. A whole blown,
Mm.
almost a full blown argument.
Right. Y'all ain't even
Yeah,
know
and
each other like that.
we had an argument, and she just didn't want to admit that she fucked up. I was like, why would you say that? Like they could have been worshiping the devil and shit. They gonna send fucking demons after me.
Voodoo.
Why the fuck
Yeah.
would you say that?
They
So I
never
was
No
the
want
type of
respect,
way.
yo.
accountability. They never want to take it.
That's why I
Yeah,
don't
so
care.
she kept on,
Passport, bros.
she kept on over talking me. She kept over talking me like badly. I mean, I wouldn't even get a thought out, like a deep thought out, without her like chiming in, intercepting, and literally running with the play. Like she over talked me and then tried to change the subject. And I was like,
Yes.
nah, you wild. So I told her, you know what? I said, you have a good night, right? And then she
Mm-hmm.
started like tearing up a little bit. She started like getting like tearing up. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I was like, you all right? She was like, no, I feel like you're telling me to get the fuck out. Da da da. And I'm like, nah,
I
nah. I told her, nah.
Shit,
I said,
dub.
listen. I said, listen. Next time we see each other, we cool, we friends. So I told her,
Oh
I
my
told her,
goodness.
and then she really started crying.
Yo,
Yeah,
yo,
She
Young
really started
Easy.
that was a
crying.
nightmare.
You should have.
No,
You
listen, the
should have hit her
bitch,
with the
listen,
thought I was feeling you.
yeah,
That chick is a munch.
yeah. Look.
That was a
So she,
nightmare.
so, no, it wasn't a nightmare. It was just like we dating, and this type of shit, I guess, could happen. So then she started crying a lot, and then she was like, she started talking about her psychologist. She go to a psychologist. She's 25, and she's seeing a psychologist.
red flag.
That's a
And I
big
was
red flag.
like, my psychologist told me some shit. Like I be talking a lot too. I said, yeah, you do talk a lot. And she said the last nigga she dated yelled at her. She felt like I was gonna yell. I said, I ain't gonna yell at you. I'm gonna, like,
Mm-mm.
but you gotta go though. You gotta, you know what I'm saying. I said, you gotta.
Yeah.
And so anywho, like she left. She got out the car. She texted me. She was like, "Oh, stay safe. Listen, I'm gonna work on myself. I'm gonna let you go."
Mm.
I'm not even like, I was like, all right, okay, chill.
Yeah, okay,
Like,
whatever.
listen. When I told her let's just be friends, I meant that shit because during the date she wasn't affectionate. Like, you know what she said while we was arguing? By the way, she
What?
said, "I think you want to have sex." That's what she told me, and I
Oh,
looked at her
I'm
like she was
like,
dumb.
duh.
Yeah, I was like, bruh, I date with a purpose, just like y'all. Like, I'm
Yeah.
not. This is not some old, like, we mating. We're mating. We're trying to mate. We're not
Mm-hmm.
fucking just going out
Yeah.
just to go out.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a mating dance. I'm trying to fuck, but listen, it would have been a problem if the only thing I wanted to do was fuck. I wanted the vibe too.
Yeah.
Like I wanted
Yeah.
a vibe. I was trying to chill. Nigga, I paid for that shit. She ordered that
Mm-hmm.
steak dinner. She ate that motherfucker with glee. Okay? And she thanked me and all that. And yeah, she chipped it. She paid for the hookah. Okay, I give her
Mm-hmm.
that. But at the end of the day, don't try to say like the only thing I wanted was sex. Like she came off that way. No, that wasn't the case. I wanted the vibe too. I wanted to see where it was gonna go. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But I bet you she ran with that fucking story talking about this nigga, he only wanna fuck, niggas only wanna fuck. I bet you she ran with that story
Of
somewhere
course
on
she
her fucking
did.
Instagram.
Of
Yeah,
course she
yeah.
did.
But yeah, we went out.
That's what they do.
Yeah, that's what happened. And the thing is, like to me, she don't even know how to date. Why would you pull up at a date, not even dressed to date? Like you dress in
Mm-hmm.
like she was wearing like a fucking long jean jacket dress, almost like a jean dress with some Gucci shoes on. And I was like, I give you points with the Gucci shoes, but it's like Gucci.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't Gucci like heels. It's Gucci
Mm-hmm.
shoes. And she
Yeah.
matched the bag. That was cute. I don't care. It wasn't sexual. It wasn't sexual. Like she didn't like, bruh. You supposed to like. There's supposed to be some type of sexual tension. Okay, we on a fucking date. Like, no, listen. If she ain't like me like that, okay. If you ain't like me like that's fine. But during the week when she was texting me, that wasn't the story. When she was texting me during the week, she was sending me all type of photos of her bent over and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Okay, so I thought she was into sex. Okay, she sent me
I would
shit
have brought that
that was
up if I
sexual.
were you. I would have brought that
Uh,
up. Like, wait, listen.
during the moment, I wasn't even thinking like to like get at her. Like, bitch, you said this. I wasn't even thinking that way. I was thinking like, bruh, what are we here for? If at least a percentage of it gotta be about sex to some degree. And I
Especially if
got
it's
a
bending
question. You know
over.
what? I got a question for you, Melody. I got a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad I'm talking about this because I got a good
Mm-hmm.
question for you.
Yeah.
How many dates or how much time do you feel like is appropriate for a girl to have sex without feeling like a hoe?
It depends on the chemistry. I mean,
Man.
if the chemistry is
So
right,
basically, it's whenever or never.
pretty much.
See, yeah. See, a lot of niggas can't do that. They gotta be. We gotta be talking. We gotta be flirting relatively soon. And, okay, we gotta be doing some shit that give me some type of like fucking hope relatively soon. Cause I'm gonna start dating bitches that's like at least pushing 30 hard. Like I'm not dating these young ass bitches no more because they don't get it.
What are young
Like
girls?
sex, no, listen, sex is a big ass mission for them. When a bitch pushing 30, it ain't that serious. Like, okay, we fuck. Like, I feel like the young chicks, it's like no, it's something special. It ain't fucking special. You want to see what my dick do? Okay, I want to see if that pussy hit right. That's it. Why the fuck would you continue a relationship with me for 3 months, not even fuck me, and then say if I fuck you the pussy whack and we did all that talking?
Right.
What if I fuck you? You don't even like how I fuck. Oh, I'm too aggressive. Oh, we did all that talking. See, it's a whole fucking waste of time. If we fucked relatively fast, you would know what it is. And I don't mean to sound fucked up. I'm just saying.
I mean, you spitting facts. Like these girls, they'll make you wait. Like, no, like it is what it is. Let's do this. Like, especially we've been dating for a while. If you've been dating,
it's all right. Listen, I don't mind waiting a little bit, but you got to show me some affection. Show me some
something, a kiss. Yeah, I agree.
It was too slow. Yeah, bro, I ain't get a kiss goodnight. Not even on the cheek, bitch. I bought you a steak dinner.
It doesn't matter,
She
bro.
didn't even
She was
show
with
that
you
she
for that steak.
Yeah, she didn't even show that she
Yeah,
appreciated it.
She wanted that steak, bro.
She wanted the steak. I understand that steak was
She
good as
wanted
fuck.
meat, but not your meat.
Listen. She fed me the steak. She put the steak in my mouth. I gave her a little piece of my chicken. Okay, but I didn't give a fuck about that. I wanted some affection. All right, she didn't give me no real affection. But in the text messages, though, it's different.
She did give you affection, bro. She gave you affection. Didn't. She gave you affection by feeding you.
Yeah.
You
I was gonna say, Youngies, how do you know she wasn't feeling? How do you know if she was feeling you or not? Maybe she wasn't feeling you.
She was feeling me because in the text she would wake me up with good morning texts. I didn't have to hit her up first. She would always hit me up. She's like, "Oh, good morning. How's your day?" Da da da. I was like, "Oh, I'm straight." You know what I'm saying? And it was like that. And she's like, "Oh,
this was before the date or after the date?"
Before the date.
After the date was a dub.
No, it was before the date. She said all of this. We talked during the whole week. Like we talked. Halloween was Sunday, and we talked from Sunday to Friday. We went on a date Friday. We talked during the whole week. So we chopping up the whole week. And like I said, during that week, she was like, talking to me, telling me shit about herself, fucking sending me pictures. So I'm like, oh, she fucking with me. That's how I'ma feel. But when we got to the date, bro, and I pulled up, I expected like a hug. We didn't see each other all week. She was like weird when
She didn't even hug you.
Yeah, she didn't give me a hug. Like, you know what I thought? You know what I thought about? I was like, oh, she fucked some other nigga real fast. So she trying to go slow with me. I'm like, nah, baby, you need to if you're traumatized, you need to go to rehab. You need not to date. I'm not here to fix you. You're supposed to come to this bitch already healed, ready and shit. No type of fucking, you jaded. I don't give a fuck about all that. This is dating. Don't try to use me as some type of fucking, I'm not your rehab counselor or nothing like that.
Well,
so you get it.
Well, but Youngies, the thing about it is though, bro, unfortunately, you got those shorties out there that have PTSD issues, right? So sometimes they need a new shoulder to lean on, i.e. you. So they put on that whole entire facade like they care when really they don't, so that they can put all their issues on you post that first date if you continue to date her. So you ran into that red light when you went to that damn restaurant, right? And she's feeding you the food and you feeding her the food and all that other stuff. Sorry to say it, my brother. I just feel like it was a lot of nonsense that happened, but luckily you left out clean. Because imagine you still would have been dealing with her by now. How would that would have been like? Maybe she would have played you for the puss. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? I'm done. I could hit her up right now.
You can hit her up right. You can hit her up right now, and everything be cool.
Right. I could be like, hey, how are you? I could hit her right now and
You
show
think
y'all
you're
the
gonna get
text
another
message.
date? You think you're gonna get another date with that?
Easily.
Easily?
Easily.
And you're gonna go ahead
Easily.
and
She
she's
open.
gonna be cool. All right, she's open.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're
Yeah,
gonna
she
take her out to
open.
the restaurant again and feed
No,
her
I
another
ain't taking
steak.
that shit. I'm just telling you, if I
Uh-huh.
wanted to fuck,
What if
if
she
I
gets
wanted to
another jean?
smash,
What if she get a little jean outfit on? What about that?
if I
You gonna be
wanted
with
to
it?
smash, no, no, Gina. If I wanted to smash, all I gotta do is do all that bullshit that she
Okay.
want. It's gonna take some
What's the
time, but
bullshit that she
I don't
wants?
want to smash like that. I don't even want to smash
You don't want to
because
smash?
no,
It's
I do
open.
not.
It's open puss. How you
I'm
gonna
good.
deny open puss in a
I'm
jean
good.
trench
What?
coat? Huh?
Just like I'm
How
doing right
you
now.
listen, bro? How you gonna deny clean puss with a jean
I deny.
trench coat?
I deny.
She didn't even have, bro. She didn't even have J's on. You know how black women love their Jordans.
She had her Gucci shoes on.
Yeah, she got a Gucci on, so she had on Gucci and she had on a
She left,
jean
bro.
outfit,
I
bro.
left her, bro. I left her crying and shit,
Okay, that
bro.
means she was open, right?
Exactly. Listen, I'm not gonna see the shit is. I'm not that fucked up. Okay, I might be a
It's
little
not being
dicky
fucked up.
sometimes.
It's
No, no,
getting
no, no,
what
no,
you
no, no.
want because she was playing games with
Hold
you.
on, nigga. I could be a fuck nigga right now, dead
Okay,
ass. I could play with her. I could be like, oh, I'm fucking with you. I know you got issues, but I'm
is it
working
really
with you.
playing?
Yeah, that's what niggas do that to
But
fuck.
it's not
Oh
really
yeah.
playing. It's not really playing if the synopsis was she was sending you all those images the week before the date, though. You just getting what you want because she put it out there. So really, she was playing
Nah,
with
but you
you.
could. I could.
Break
The
that
fact that
down.
she was on, the fact that she was in her feelings, her heart was in it. She was telling me, "Oh,
Get a
I was
photo of
talking to
our
my."
hearts. And
Yeah, she was telling me, "Oh, I was talking to my grandma about you." Da da da. I was like, "What you telling your grandma? Like you just met me." Like
yeah,
she's telling her grandma all kind of shit about me. Oh, he did, he that. Her grandma analyzing me and shit. I'm like, Okay, I get this
young
at
East.
times.
Why do we care about the grandmother, fam? She sat
I'm
there and
just
sent
telling
you
you,
some nice pics. Listen, she sent you some nice pics before that date. So what I'm saying is, if you go ahead and you hit up again because she's open, that's open puss. So the thing
I'm
about it
good.
is, you just gotta go ahead and just take that and just be like, I
Nah,
got what I wanted because she sent you all those pics bent
no,
over.
no, because
That's
I'm
how
gonna
you play
take
the
it and
game,
then I'm gonna
fam.
ghost. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna ghost, and then
That's
she
right.
gonna
So
be
you
Dookie.
win. So you win. What's
Nah,
the problem? You
that's
push that
Dookie.
block number. You
That's
understand?
Dookie, nigga. That's Dookie.
That's
That's
not
Dookie.
dookie. No,
How old is you talking like that? How
that's
old
just
is
some
you?
dope
How
ass
old is
shit.
you? No, it ain't dope. How old is you? Talking like that. That's some young bullshit, nigga.
I
Like
am young.
I don't need
Everybody
pussy.
knows that I'm young. That's not the
Yeah,
point.
Wait, before
Young
you
bird.
I
guys
don't
go
need
on,
pussy
there's a
like that.
couple of
Yeah, cool.
hold on, guys. There's a couple of questions in the chat. So Madara want to know how old was she?
25.
Well,
25. Okay, that's a decent age. And GC want to know how much was the hookah?
I can see that.
Uh,
Well, if I can interject, if I can
like
interject here real quick, which I just want to say that is, I'm 40 years old, by the way, and also I don't date anymore. I don't have to. Like I said, I got my main chick and my side chick. But when I did, uh, I wasn't immediately looking for sex. You know what I'm saying? I was
That's a
just,
cap.
I'd take them treat them well, do whatever, all that, do multiple dates and everything, and I'd let them decide when they wanted to fuck, if they wanted to fuck, and if they wasn't they wasn't feeling it. Don't give a shit. I move on. I would move on to the next. But that's what I did in
You're
my
breaking up.
early 20s, early 30s. You know. Well,
Bro,
I'm breaking up,
Everybody, is it me or
but
is he
he's
breaking up?
breaking up. He is.
well, shit. Well, I'm just saying. I don't know if y'all can hear me now, but
Yeah,
what I
you good.
said was, you can hear me. All right. What I said was
Yeah.
in my early 20s, early 30s, when I was dating, I would take a chick out, treat them nice, go get food and all that stuff. It wasn't up to, I left it up to them to decide if they wanted to fuck me or not. I never pressured it. I'd go on multiple dates. It wasn't like, but I do get what dude's saying about, yeah, you gotta test the sex. I believe that. You gotta test the sex first. You know what I mean? That's one of the things you need to get out the way, because you gotta see if you can have a bedroom. Because you might be compatible outside of the bedroom, as it just in a relationship, but where it all comes to is in the bedroom, and that's where it counts, and that's what's going to keep y'all together. You see what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I always let the woman with at that period of time, like I said, thankfully I don't have to do any of that anymore. But well, at this time, but 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 yeah, I would always let the woman dictate if they wanted to have sex. No, I never would bring it up. And I do know what you're talking about the affection thing. Yeah, most when you're on a date, most chicks will walk with you arm in arm, or at least give you a kiss on the cheek at night, at the end of the date, or a hug when you first meet. I mean, that's just standard, you know. So
That's more like the 1990s, bro. We in
I don't know, man.
2022, 2023. Shorty's out here talking about getting the dick left and right. Do you understand that? You just had Glorilla. You had
speaking of that,
Glorilla come out with a song called "Nut Quick." Like what?
listen,
This is not.
you
This is
know,
not. Listen, no, Young East. Listen, yo, because y'all try to make it seem like we in the 1990s. Like you guys sing a chick a sweet song or something like that when y'all on a date. That's not how these chicks is functioning, and you know that. So even in the man's subconscious, he knows he wants that fresh puss. Why we playing around, fam? Like every man and woman knows at the end of the day they seeing the compatibility, but at the same time they want to know what that mouth do, what that open hole do, what that phallus do. You understand me? You
that's
look,
the
listen.
problem.
Let's be real. Let's be real. Both of you men see a hot, attractive woman. Let's just say like Melody or something like that, right? You take Melody on a nice date and stuff like that. Yeah, she may not say she wants to have sex right now, but in the back of your Negro head, you thinking, yo, I want to smash that real quick. See how she came on cam with those pajamas?
Oh
Damn,
yeah,
son. What she look like under those pajamas, son? That's how y'all dudes is thinking. Don't ever try to tell me different, because I know y'all capping. Facts.
So the thing is,
well,
GC said how much is the hookah? I think it was like 25 or something. I think. But the thing is, she tried to get me to pay for it. And I was like, no, I ain't paying for it. You suggested the hookah. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna pay for it. And then she just said, I'm gonna come out, I'm gonna pay for that shit. So I was like, all right, okay. But you thing is about sex. The funny thing is she was talking about sex. She was talking. Listen, this chick
Are you
talk a lot.
serious?
Yeah, she talks a lot. She's one of those. She talks a lot. That's why she put her fucking foot in her mouth when we was at the park with them people dressed in white. She talk a lot. So listen, she was telling me about her sex. She telling me, oh, I did a threesome before. Oh, I did anal before. And this is a black girl.
This is on the
Oh,
date. I'm sorry, this is
this
on
is
the
on the
date, right?
date. This is on the date. This is
Mm.
on the date. Driving to the date. We were driving to the restaurant,
Wow.
and she was like, oh, telling me all type of shit. The previous niggas. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Telling me
Oh yeah.
the crazy shit is she told me she don't suck dick. And then she asked me if it's a red flag. And I looked, I said, what the fuck you
oh,
That means she wants to do it, bro.
whoa,
no.
Uh,
She,
oh yeah. It's
if she
just
bruh, huh?
that was just a disaster date. Everything you're telling me right now is
Bro,
just
you
a
should have
No,
just
it was a
disaster.
smashed.
disaster.
You should
We
have
was
just smashed,
vibing.
bro.
But listen, we had some music on. Listen, I even tried to play fucking Jodeci and shit. We had music on.
See,
We was
90s,
we was
90s ass nigga, man.
You
Go
don't
ahead,
know.
continue.
You said she's
listen.
24. What she know about Jodeci?
She knew the song,
yeah.
bruh,
Bro,
bruh.
yeah, a lot of people still
We
know
was
90s
vibing.
songs, Melody,
Remember,
regardless if
well,
she's
listen.
25.
We was vibing. We was cool as fuck from Halloween. We went out to the club Halloween. I ain't gonna get into Halloween because Halloween was crazy. I was on like
Mm-hmm.
7 shots Halloween, running around. But fuck all that. I'm gonna tell
Mm-hmm.
you what happened. She telling me, oh, about her sex capades, how she's bisexual and shit, and she like girls too. So I'm like, bet threesome. That's what I'm thinking in my head, threesome. So then she told me she don't suck dick. And then I got fucked up. I was like, right? I
Yeah.
was the type of way. Is that a red flag? I was like, is
That
that a
chick
red
is
flag? I was
lying.
like, it's a red flag. It ain't a green flag? Like, come on. So crazy shit is she telling me all this shit. And then when we started the argument, she telling me, oh, you just want to have sex. Oh, you want to have sex. But you've been telling me about what the fuck your pussy do the whole day. Why the fuck would you think I don't want to have sex?
Yeah,
Like,
she
it
was
was
trying to
that's
tease you, bro.
apparently. Bro, you know what it is? You know what it is? I think she was trying to make up for her lack of affection. So she was trying to talk about sex like she
No.
gonna get around to that shit. I was like,
I
come
don't
on,
think it
bro.
was that. I
It
don't think it
was
was
that.
that.
It had to
No, it
be.
wasn't. It was not making up for no affection, bro. She was testing you, bro. And that's the thing. It's just her way. It's just a way of messing with you because she knows she could use a sex appeal to get over on you. You know what I'm saying? So the thing about it is, she was just trying to tease you and trying to warm you up. You know what I'm saying? But luckily, you left that chick. You know what I'm saying? And she crying and all that other stuff. I'm just saying, man. Low key, you could still hit that. I just don't know why you.
He already said that.
I don't
You know what I'm
want to.
saying?
I don't want to.
All right, cool. That's fine.
Bro,
You know what I'm
you know what
saying?
it is?
Just get, you know what I'm saying? You hit it and just be
I thought
telling
about
after
it.
you smash, tell her to tell her grandmother you say hello. And then keep it moving. You know what I'm saying?
Tell your grandma how big my dick is.
Tell your grandmother I said hey.
Well,
you know what? The thing, like, I was at least, I thought about that shit. I talked to other niggas. I talked to niggas about that shit. I even talked to girls about that shit already. Like I'm talking to y'all about it now. But I was like, yeah, I thought about at least getting head. Like, at least getting head. But then she don't suck dick. And I was like,
You
nah.
smash, bro. That's the thing. You can't. But that's the thing. A lot of chicks at first certain chicks be talking about, oh, I don't suck dick and all that other stuff. Them chicks be capping, yo. They just say all that. Be like, oh, I don't know. I want to try it though. Like, certain shorties just be like I said, yo. Shorties be lying, fam. They don't be meaning what they say because they don't want to make it seem like they a hoe. Because there's a negative connotation to sucking dick. Listen though. Well, listen,
you know what
listen.
she told
But
me?
this is what I found out. This is what I found out. Listen, just listen real quick. This is what I found out. If you certain shorties, I say that I don't. They sit up there and say they don't suck dick. They dead be lying. They don't want to seem like a hoe for openly admitting that they suck dick. Whereas if you get a woman who openly says that she sucks dick, it's going to be looked at negative and she's going to be looked at as a hoe. You understand? So that's the reason why she's more insecure about admitting that shit.
You know what she told me? She told me she been to secret hideaways. Now, if you from Florida, you know what it is. Okay, but secret hideaways is a hotel schmotel type of shit. And it's pretty much a nude thing. Everybody pull up nude as fuck. And there's a bunch of orgies going on in there. Okay. I know because I went there on business. She told me she's been there and she's participated. So this bitch is she's out there. She out there more than me. Cause I don't even I'm good with the orgies. I'm hood with that shit, even with a condom. Just good with it. She said she been there. So I'm thinking you participated in an orgy. What the fuck? Yeah, why are you pressed even if I want to fuck you first night? Why is you remotely pressed about that shit? You trying to act good girl with me? This bitch was out. It must have been.
No, it was. It definitely was.
Look it up. Secret hideaways and shit. You'll see.
Hideaways.
Listen, there be rich niggas going in there. I see niggas with Lambos. I see niggas with Lambos in that bitch. Nigga, I don't know if motherfuckers. I guess they're unknown, so they don't necessarily have to hide themselves. But it's yo. I went in there and this motherfucker is with the windows open. Like 5 dudes, fucking 1 bitch. There's like orgies.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm like, bitch, you been there?
They do all types of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fucked up in there. But I was actually surprised she actually went there. But yeah, she you know what the fuck she told me? Let me tell you what the fuck else she told me. You know what she told me? Bruh, she told me she got a dildo with 2 dicks on each, like dick heads on each side, right? And she told me that she uses her foot to stick it in her pussy. Like she fucking like, I guess she curves the dildo and she used her foot to kick it in her pussy. That's what the fuck she told me on the date.
Yeah, that chick is a wild one, bro.
Bitch, why are you telling me all of this shit?
Yeah, luckily you left. Yeah, luckily you left, B.
Hey, she freaky. She freaky, but I don't know. She was the type. She was different about it. I honestly, I was like, all right, that's cool, that's good. Like, okay, we gonna fuck eventually on some shit. I was okay with all of that shit. Like, I'm glad she talked a lot because I like when people talk a lot. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gonna tell me everything about yourself. You feel me? So I got everything I needed to know. But then she hit me, like I said, with the argument, oh, you want to fuck. Like this, I'm dead ass. That's how fucking bipolar this bitch is. Like, how am I supposed to not want to fuck?
Yeah.
That's what she said. She kicked the dildo in her pussy with her foot, with her heel and shit. That's the fuck. Why would you tell me?
Melody, quick question. I'm gonna get back to your Yeezy. I got a quick question for Melody.
Wait a minute. Well, ask her a question, but Easy been talking forever. I just want to say, oral sex thing. My thing is with the oral sex thing is once a woman decides to have sex with me, yeah, you know, I eat pussy. I don't give a fuck. I love it. Okay. So I do that first, and then I expect that shit to be reciprocated. See what I'm saying?
Man, shorties don't have to reciprocate.
Of course, I do it first. Let them know I'm down. Are you down? I'm down. Are you
shorties
down?
will dead dub your shit if you do that.
And the
wait, shorties are what?
Bird,
they would dead dub your shit if you do that, bro.
You
I don't know what that means. But the bronze bird, I don't know what these young chicks are doing. I have no idea.
It's a totally different generation, bro.
I'll tell you what, my daughter, who is 19, who I'm sure has had sex, but she ain't no hoe. She ain't out there doing all that. She's worried about her studies. You see what I'm saying? That's what she's focusing on. She don't want no kids. She don't want to do all any of that shit. She's worried about that shit. She's worried about advancing her fucking life. You see what I'm saying? She ain't worried about no man. She don't give a shit about that shit. I'm sure she's had sex. She's 19. I mean, come on. Mm-hmm. But you know, but what I'm saying is, I don't know about these, like dating these in this day and age. I have no idea how that. Yeah,
it's over. That's why a lot of content creators make this dating content out here, because they know the dating market is fucked, but they don't want to be real about it. But that's just me. So
can I address the chat a little bit?
I was gonna ask a question to Melody. Is Ruby okay from last time?
I don't know. I mean, she should be.
I know it's a random question, but it's just that, you know, the last panel, it just got like I was just surprised as hell. So I'm just trying to make sure she's all right, because that was
nobody did anything wrong. Everybody had their own opinions. You know, everybody's opinion was valid, no matter what she thinks. You know, if she is in her feelings, hopefully she would text me or pick up the phone and call me. I reached out to her and I said, hey, let's go live on Sunday. And she said, okay, talk to you then. And today she ghosted me. She didn't go live with me. We're supposed to go live in our PJs. That's why I cammed up in the beginning in my PJs, but she didn't come, so I cammed down. But I'm just hoping that she is okay. And our motto is supposed to be no echo chambers. So she shouldn't be mad, because it's no echo chambers. Nobody has the same opinion. So that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah. What was I say? GC. Yeah, it was $25. I think it might have been 35, 25, 35, something like that. She smoked most of the hookah. Okay, I smoked some of it because honestly, I'm not big on hookah. But honestly, when you buzzed already, hookah does hit. Somebody said hookah's trash. Nah, it hit when you already buzzed. Don't go in. For me, if I'm already on hookah's like an accelerator. It hits a little bit. And Son is hot rod. Yeah, she talked too much. She's untrustworthy. Yeah, she talked way too much. Way too much. I would never trust her with shit. Just off of the strength that she had mentioned that shit to strangers, I would never tell her a damn secret about nothing. Yeah,
she was desperate.
She told me she wanted to have kids. She was all happy that I ain't had no kids because she wanted to have kids. I guess she wanted to have kids with a nigga had no kids. She's a college grad. Yeah, she was happy about that shit. She a college grad. She told me, oh, I graduated on the dean's list. Da da da. She started talking. She talked a lot of shit about college and shit. She wanted to go to classics. Like down here, they have classics. They have just like Drumline, that fucking movie. They
Yeah.
have classes. Yeah, they got fucking, this team versus this team rivals and shit. She wanted to go to classics with me, but the date turned out to be like trash, so I'm not going, not with her. But
Well, that's good, bro.
yeah, she's into that shit. So I don't know if she graduated from an HBCU. No, actually, no. I did. No, she didn't. She went to a predominantly white college, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So listen, she ain't a bum like that. She ain't a bum. She take care of her business, but she's like, something's wrong. Like she's
Yeah,
unstable.
she's unstable and she's desperate, bro. That's the only thing that happened. And luckily, you left, bro. That's the only
25 and
thing.
desperate. That's too much. She gonna listen. She gonna find somebody.
No, she definitely is. You know what I'm
She
saying? But luckily, you're not a victim caught in her damn cobweb. You know what I'm saying?
But
So
it
at
ain't
least you
gonna
left
turn
clean.
out.
You know what I'm
It's,
saying?
yeah,
Certain shorties out here is desperate, man. Winter is coming, they always say, right? Shorties out
yeah.
here is dolo.
Yeah, she go. That's what they told me. Oh, other people told me she'll find somebody. She cried when I said let's just be friends. I was like, that's too much in the first fucking week. I was like, that's too much. You must have fantasized about us really being together, hard body. That's too much. That's too
Yeah.
much.
On
That's too
the first week, bro.
the
Of
first
course.
week.
The first week she's telling you all that. Yeah, it's done,
Come,
bro.
One second,
come
let
up.
me address Killer Swag 216. He says that was a heated debate the other night, so maybe Ruby just needs a minute and she should be cool later on. I don't see why she would need a minute. It was just a conversation. So I don't understand why she would even be upset.
I don't know either.
It was just a conversation. Ruby is used to debates. She's been in this space since 2016.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think
You know what?
she'll be all right.
Let's not think too deep into it. She probably was busy or something happened. You feel what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, I
I was.
think.
It's cool. It's just like certain things might be a trigger. That for that night it was just like I ain't really feeling it, but I'm gonna stay here on the strength of the panel. But it's all good. She'll probably be back here on Tuesday or something.
I want to ask her if we can have well, I'm gonna tell her we are gonna have a debate on that, and she's welcome
Nah,
to
I don't.
come if she wants.
Melody, that's a bad fucking idea.
Hmm?
Well,
Might be a bad
Melody, to
idea.
answer your question though, are black men leaving black women? A lot of them is just simply undateable. Listen,
No,
listen.
I
No,
understand
no,
from your story. So
this
Yeah.
shit just happened. But the shit is like the thing is we can't. Like I said, there's some shit that you gotta work on by yourself. Period. As like I guess as a black woman, there's some shit you gotta work on by yourself. You can't do that. You can't do that to people. You can't throw people all your problems on people or expect a nigga to save this, save that about you. You can't do that shit.
mm,
Feel me? So I guess to her credit, she is seeing a counselor. That's what she did tell me. And she's not exactly like a hard person. Like she wasn't like a hard bitch. Like a lot of that's the perception around black girls. Like they hard. No, she wasn't hard. Like I said, she was crying at it like as soon as I was like, all right, have a good night. That's when I told her. She's crying at a wimp. She wasn't a hard person. You feel me? But
mm,
I think a lot of black women reputation precedes them when it comes to that type of energy. So the problem is the good ones is gonna have to suffer for the bad ones, if you want to put it like that. So nah, it's like niggas. Yeah, that's how it is.
Well, I would say that I think that more of our brothers should be given more black women chances and shit. Just because you have bad experience with one black woman doesn't mean everybody's bad. You know what I'm saying? And
but
I
these
think
guys are saying
that
they had multiple bad experiences, King.
yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I
That's why
don't
we
know.
passport
I believe,
bros.
but I just think that we should all, you know what I mean? Like just even like I said, like I got the Mexican chick, I got the black chick. I just I curbed the white women. I curbed them. You know what I mean? After my experience with my baby mama. But I do think that we should be given, well, the men out there now, because I know what's going. I don't know the dating scene, but I know that I see a lot of couples that are mixed. I'd like to see a lot of just two black people. You know what I'm saying? I think they should give them more of a chance and not disregard black women just
How
because
many
they're strong. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's the same question I asked earlier. At what point in the dating process do you feel like you're not a hoe no more if I fuck? And I don't know, whenever she feels comfortable, whenever or never. Niggas ain't gonna keep investing into that, no shit like that. And how many dates you gotta fuck with a bitch? How many dates you got going with different girls till you get the point?
I
You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is, man.
I mean, the perspective is like this, though. Like, I think a lot of black men is pissed off because you had a lot of the little simpish pro-blackity and pro-wokity wokes that try to sit here and tell black men and just treat a black woman like a queen, and in response, they get treated like shit. So it's like, what the hell am I going to be investing my time for you to make it seem like I have to be with a black woman because it's about coming together as a community or all this other stuff when she's treating me like crap and calling me a dusty and sitting up there talking about how the white man is better. What man wants to deal with that? You feel what I'm saying? Like I try to I chill because I tell dudes I'm very transparent. Like I'm like, look, I love women. I don't really care for that race stuff. You feel what I'm saying? I'm gonna date whoever I want. You can't tell me nothing. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is the perspective I get is the problem has always been trying to narrow down black men. Like, well, you're responsible. And as soon as you see a black man even hints of talking to a white woman, now you get all these pro-wokey wokes and pro-blacks that call you names and then sit up there and talk about how you're disrupting and disrespecting the race. It's like, bro, like, so if I had experiences with black women, not me, but if I had experiences with black women, hasn't worked out. I've tried. I've tried to be on that pro-wokety woke shit like you told me, and it didn't go out. What's the point? You know what I'm saying? And real quickly, this just came to mind. I'm trying not to be long with it. So I did an experiment once, right? So I was around or somewhere. Like I think that day I was in Harlem, right? So I'm walking down the street. I see a white girl and I see a black girl. I said, let me try this. What if I compliment the black girl first and then I compliment the white girl? So I tried it. So I complimented the black girl. She gave me attitude. As soon as I complimented the white girl, she took it in kind and said, thank you. You know what I'm saying? So imagine how that is for black men, even if they do the bare minimum for complimenting a black woman and she doesn't even say thank you. This is the stuff that men feel as if they don't want to deal with.
You in Harlem? You in Harlem, right? You said you did that in Harlem?
Yeah, I did it in Harlem. Yeah, I did it in Harlem.
They tough out there. They tough over there.
Well, in New York, it's tough in general, bro.
It's tough, really. So it is what it is. But in my experience, well, black girls don't care if a white girl treats you like shit. They only care if a white girl treats you good. Matter of fact,
that's true.
Yeah. That's when they get pressed when the white girl taking care of a black man because they know that's their job. You feel me? No. So if they see a white woman catering to you or making you feel like, just fucking nurturing you and shit, that's when they be pressed. Oh, she courting and she making them feel like a man, Like that's when they, in my experience, that's when they get all fucking. Then you hear the shaming and shit. Then you hear that it ain't even so much what you do for her per se. Now it does happen, but it's more about what the white girl do for you. You feel me? That's why with that Austin guy, Austin Harlem. Yeah. With him, it's about how the women are treating him. It's not necessarily about how he's treating the women. It's the women that the way they're making him feel, them Spanish chicks down there, the way they making him feel, and he coming back home like he's gushing, like, you know how a bitch gushes. She's gushing about her new love. This nigga gushing like a bitch about how these Brazilian hoes is making him feel, and how and he wasn't talking about just black women when he said American women, but they all took it like he talking about black women because he black. But the thing is how they treating them. That's what got all these chicks pressed, in my opinion.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say
go,
something, but I forgot what
you
it
can
was.
even go further with that. Even if you got a black girl, if your black girl is nice to you, she catering to you, you'll see other chicks trying to get her to stop. They'll be trying to why you fixing his plate? Why you treating that nigga like that? Why what the fuck? Like they'll be a type of way, even if a black girl do it.
That is true.
So yeah, it's real on all sides, but it hit harder when it's another race. It hit way harder.
Because it's a feeling of betrayal. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
especially what you see virtually, right? Us being on in space and like seeing how it was. Melody remembers this when it was a conversation about when we was on GC's panel once about how some random black girl started attacking Melody because she knew exactly how Melody was, and she was just like, "Yeah, you dealing with these dusties and they don't care about you and blah blah blah." But that's like, why is it wrong for a woman to understand what a man is about, what a man needs, what is a man's needs, and catering towards a man? Why are you coming through and trying to dim her light just because of the fact of the matter is she's talking in a language you don't understand and you don't want to understand? You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That's the crazy thing about it. And ironically, the chick was married, so it's like, how you gonna come on the panel and bother Melody, and the chick is married?
She treat her husband like shit.
She says she treats her husband well, and she related to the fact of the matter that the dude got money.
She could say what she want, but she knows she's shorting her husband. Like a lot of women, they get there's a segment of women, black women. Let's talk about black women. There's a segment of them, they get a kick out of denying men femininity. They get a kick out of that shit. I don't know. It's like some psychopath fucked up shit. They like denying men feminine energy. You feel me? So when they see it coming from somebody else, they're pressed about. Can I tell y'all something? Can I fucking tell y'all something? Okay, what am I motherfucking?
Sure, why not?
This is personal. What one of my exes, right? My mother couldn't stand her. I know I said this to y'all before, I think. My mother couldn't stand her. My mother is neglectful. My mother's an asshole. She's neglectful. She neglects her fucking kids. Right? So when I had an ex-girlfriend and she knew her, my ex-girlfriend would treat me good. I mean, like back rubs and shit. Right? And my mother would see it. My mother would get mad. Like mad, like real big mad. Like she would be in her fucking feelings about it. She hated my fucking ex. And she started hating. She didn't hate her all the time. She started hating her when she seen how she was treating me. Ain't that some shit? Yo,
could be, but you know what's crazy about
terrible.
That could be the son husband. Right? That could be the son husband syndrome. I'm not trying to be funny when I say that, but that could literally be the son husband syndrome.
Abuse is abuse.
No, it is, but there is a such thing as that. I'm not joking when I'm saying that.
Oh, it's such thing, but if she considered me son husband, it would have been more. She would have treated me more special, not neglect. Not neglect. She did it to all her kids. She's like neglectful, and it's on purpose. Like it's neglect. And so, if it was any type of son husband energy, she would have treated me in such a way. No, she it's like you know how it goes. She don't per se want me, but she don't want another chick to want me either. Ain't that some shit?
Like listen, it's women's nature, bro. I'm not surprised.
Story about your mom.
A fucking dick, huh?
That's what I'm saying. I remember you told the story about your mom, and you really can't stand it. And I never seen that before.
We have no fucking connection. Now I know all my family. I used to be cool with my mom. I used to overlook her bullshit, so I was cool with her. I guess I ain't know no better, so I overlooked a lot of shit she didn't do. You feel me? But as time went by, then I was like, damn, this lady don't give a fuck. Like it's bad how much she don't give a fuck. You feel me? So I'm in my head about it, and I'm talking to my cousins and shit. I'm like, yo, you see how she moved versus your mother? She moved way different than your mother. You pee? And they're like, yeah, she ain't never around. She'll never like she's just different, like she's different. And I was like, yeah. And I guess I just realized later how much like it's fucked up. When I actually do have a child, it's gonna really hit me harder because I'm like, damn, this shit. It really was like a form of child abuse because she was so distant. Like my mother's cold as fuck. She's cold, cold, cold as fuck. Somebody could die. You'll wonder if she go to the funeral. She's cold. She'll give a fuck. You feel me? I don't know where that shit came from. But anywho, when I had it, when I brought my ex girlfriend around her, at first she was cool. But like I said, she's seeing my ex-girlfriend catered from time to time. Like she was affectionate. My mother is no affection, not a hug, not a I love you, not I'm proud, no, not are you okay? Did you eat today? None of that shit. When I say none, not for the sons, not for the daughters. None of that shit. Okay, it's bad. It's bad. So my ex, she was girly, something like you, Melody. She was like something like you, very girly, and she would like feed me sometimes. I guess she
Mm-hmm.
like putting shit in my mouth. She like feeding me and shit, so she would do it. And they was beefing.
Oh my
They
goodness.
they was beefing. My mother like fucking 60 beefing with like a 20-something-year-old beefing. Like
And
bitch
she
this,
never said
bitch
why.
that,
She never
bitch you
gave
ain't
it,
shit, huh?
but she never gave an explanation why. She just did it.
She started lying. That she started telling my aunt that, oh, his girlfriend cheating on him with some old nigga. She wait for him to go to work and she run out the house and jump in the car around the block with some old nigga. She started lying on my ex.
That's
She
crazy.
started saying she started saying my ex was just lying, saying all type of shit about her. I was like, bitch, you're lying. And I never need. She would never. If you ask what's your problem with her, she'll never say exactly why, because it's really out of like hate and like jealousy, and it's really fucked up. So she'll never tell you why she hated my ex, but she'll lie and say that some other goofy shit. You feel me? But it was
Mm-hmm.
bad. Like I didn't care until it got like real bad. I was like, oh whatever. I don't give a fuck. Y'all ain't really got to see each other. But when they did see each other, it was like they got in each other's faces and shit. I had to break it up. Like I physically had to get in between and be like, all right, calm the fuck down. Like I had to really do that. Cause it was like bitches. And my ex would talk about my mom. Yo, that bitch don't like me. Da da da. I know it's your mama, but I had to say it. She a bitch. She don't like me. Da da. I was like, nah, chill, it's straight. Da da. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it was shit like that. But my mother's
Crazy.
fucked. She's fucked up, man. I don't even talk to my mother.
Well, yeah,
When the last time you
yeah.
spoke to your
I'll
mom?
stop you for a second. I just, I was fortunate. I mean, my mother and father got divorced when I was 11, and of course, it was me and my brother, and my mama. And my mama, you know, she was a great mom. She was a good mom. She's deceased now. She died 66 due to cancer 4 years ago. God rest her soul. But she she was a good mom. She always said, she was proud. She'd help us do whatever we had to do. I could always call mama for anything. I call my fucking dad right now, and he'd come down here. I could tell daddy that he'd come down here, and he lives at least 40 minutes away. He'd come down here and be like, "What's going on? What's up?" You know what I mean? I've always had that support system, so I could see not having a support system uh, growing up like that would suck. And it shapes you as a person the older you get. Now, I will say that my mother pulled a 45 Magnum on my baby mama one time. And she was coming to pick up my daughter when my daughter was like 6 years old. And they'd been beefing and shit on the phone. I can't remember exactly what it was over because I tried to stay out of that shit because I knew they didn't like each other. And my baby mama threatened something, said something about like, I will come down there and we're going to take Calvin out or some shit. And and I was down here at the house with mom. And when Beth came to pick up my daughter, my mom came to the door with a damn 45 in her hand and said, "If you try any fucking thing, I will blow your ass away." Now she did do that. I remember that. But other than that, she was always nice to her. You know what I mean? And even after, because this was, anyway, it doesn't matter. But she was, I had a good mom, is what I'm trying to say. But so I could only imagine growing up without having that support system, or somebody who, it seems to me, who seemed like didn't give a fuck about me, even though I was their own flesh and blood. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
this is fucked up.
Ray Hama said my mother made a pact. Yeah, she did. She made a pact with a demon. It had to be. My mother's into that shit. My mother's into seeing what's that shit? Psychics. She's into like she's just like these bitches that read them tarot cards on YouTube, like a witch. My mother's into that witchcraft shit. So that sound right to me. He said she made, I don't know, I think he fucked up in his text, made a weed pact, I don't know, with a demon. Yeah, she's fucking crazy. Yeah, she'll do shit like that. Yo, I'm gonna tell you right now, I have grandkids. My mother ain't even gonna see them. She ain't even gonna see them. I don't even want her seeing them motherfuckers. I'm gonna be honest with you, because she's fucking. What's she gonna do? What's she gonna do? Like, get the fuck out of here.
Well,
my mother's fucked up.
With the tarot and all that stuff, my mother dabbled in that stuff. She did angel cards, she did tarot cards. I actually have a set of tarot of my own and a set of her angel cards. But yeah, she did all that stuff, but it wasn't satanic. It was, she dealt with crystals and all that bullshit and all that stuff. But you got to think, though, also, I'm 50-50. I'm 50% Black, 50% Native American. You see what I'm saying? So my mother, she believes in all that shit, like the saging, smudging the house and all that bullshit. She was, that was her Indian side. You know what I mean? So, not all that stuff is bad, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, my mother, no, fuck that. She must talk to the devil. She
I mean,
she
you
crazy as
can
fuck.
bad.
She crazy as fuck. She you said it's not, with her it's satanic. Your mother not be. My mother's fuck crazy. I'm telling you, she's detached. She's detached, bro. She's fucked up. I don't talk to her. That's how fucked up she is, bro. But yeah.
Well, I would also say, even if she was a bad mom and all this stuff, I would still say that you should try to keep in touch with her, because you never know if she's in her 60s.
Nah.
You never know if she's gonna go. You never know if she's gonna go.
She's gonna fucking die, and that she worked.
And when she goes, motherfucker, when she goes, you're gonna look back and you're gonna feel sorry. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, you're gonna feel sorry. The last conversation I had with my mother was an argument before she was in a state to where she could not talk. She died of cancer, but that was a point where she was just in the bed. She couldn't talk. You know what I'm saying? The last time me and her spoke when she was coherent was an argument. And that's the last time I actually got to speak to her. I spoke to her while she was in the bed, and she barely understood what the fuck I was saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you, is that, yeah, you might hate her and all this bullshit, but when she goes, you don't want it to be on a bad note. Anyway, he don't care about that, I guess. Well.
Yeah, but it's getting pretty late. Thank you for coming. I gotta try to get my sleep for work in the morning. So you have any final words on what we spoke of today on the topic?
Well, the only thing, like I said before, is that I hear all these bad experience with black women, which, whatever. I just think that more black men need to give our sisters a chance. And I'm not saying that because these days we're bitching about. I'm saying that because I'm saying it. I think that, I have no problem with people dating white people and shit, or black people dating white people and shit like that. Don't care about that. That's fine. Love who you want to love. But I'm just saying, don't just immediately be like, I ain't fucking with no black chicks. You know what I'm saying? Just be open to everything. Give everybody a shot. Don't just isolate one thing. You know what I mean? I kind of did. Like I said, I had my experience with white chicks, but I wanted to tell the bronze dude, but he left. And I couldn't get in because that young dude wouldn't shut the fuck up. Anyway, when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I live in the South. I live in Tennessee. And all them, I messed with a lot of white girls, mainly because they were because I was taboo. You know what I'm saying? I was taboo to them. So, ooh, that's a black dude. And they wanted to piss their daddies off, so they fucked me. I take chances. I got in fights with a lot of chicks' brothers because they found out I fucked their sister. You know what I'm saying? So I did all that. But I don't know. My closing argument here is that I think that black men should give black women more chances and not just disregard them, because I think that's bullshit. But
thank you.
yeah, and and I don't know, and not just light skinned black chicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about all of them. Eat the thick, which I like a thick girl. I have no problem with that. But you know what I mean? I just think they should give more chances and not be afraid just because black women have an attitude. Yes, they do. I agree with that. They do. But they just have a thicker skin. So, if you can deal with that or you can't. If you can't deal with it, I don't know.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Hopefully we'll
All
come back
right.
to the next conversation. I appreciate your opinion and your
Yeah,
views.
I'm on StreamYard right now, but I'm gonna find your channel again and I'm gonna subscribe to you so I can find out what you're doing. But anyway.
Okay,
All
thank
right.
you. I
Well,
appreciate that. Look up Sweet Melody Media.
okay. I
Mm.
will.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, good
I'll see
night.
you. Peace.
Thank you. Peace. Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. We had a great conversation tonight. I will be going live again Tuesday, so make sure you guys come and show your support. Good night, guys.